Welcome everyone to 2017 Blade and Soul Tournament Korea Season 2. We are here for the last day of the semifinals, and my name is Joe Sylvie. Along with me is Ending Life. Last day of semifinals, the last day before the grand finals. How do you see the team so far?
Oh, I love it. I love especially yesterday's matches because it was so exciting. It was so chaotic. I was screaming like 80% of the time. My throat hurts, but it was worth it. And I hope today is going to be as good or better.
If you guys saw yesterday's matches, it was all about game of inches and the game of last 4 seconds that decided everything. Because we saw 3 instances, I think, yesterday where one team was especially ahead, whether it was in the damage shot or just in the general HP that they had. But in the last 5 seconds or so of those matches, they just turned around completely on their head. And we were very surprised at how the results were yesterday. But we saw that IDEPS and GC Busan Blue did win out in the semifinals yesterday. So they're going to be facing up in our first match for today in the winners match. And the losers of yesterday's semifinals, Unknown and Kudeta, will be in our second match facing off in the losers match.
Yeah, it's a surprise that Kudeta is ever in a loser's bracket. And I'm also happy to see Team Unknown, a fairly new team, make it up to the semifinal as well. So it's kind of weird seeing Kudeta down here, but it's also weird, but it's a good thing. Weird that Unknown is here. So it's like
we have a lot of story going on because Team Unknown, we had nothing to expect them from, and we had no data on paper that we could study them off of, but Team Unknown has impressed us for most of the tournament except yesterday where IDEPS, just looking at the result, they literally crushed them hands-on. But as performance that they have shown, as consistency they have shown, we expect them to actually put up a fight against Kudeta because they actually beat them before heading to the semifinal. When they faced them off in the quarterfinals, they actually beat Kudeta. So, if they can do it again, they might have a chance of going to the finals.
Yeah, we'll see about that. But I don't know. Yesterday's match with Unknown, as you just mentioned, that they weren't doing too well yesterday. But to be honest, I think that's their level, because their lack of experience compared to the other 3 teams that are up here with us in the semifinals, including Kudeta, which you said they beat previously. Still today, I'm not sure if Kudeta is just 80% up to their skill level. They'll be able to beat Unknown. Not because Team Unknown is bad skill-wise, it's just the experience.
The lack
difference.
of experience, yes. So. And we did see that instance of lack of experience in yesterday. If you guys did watch yesterday's match, we saw in the tag match that they had where they really could have turned it around in the series. Aaron Kim, who had played exceptionally well for 80% of the match, made a crucial mistake near the end, giving too close of a distance for the chase to happen and literally allowed his teammates to die instantly as soon as they came in because of the low HP they had. If he had more experience, as you mentioned, I think he could have gave more distance to give a safer force tag in for his teammates, and maybe they could have had a better chance yesterday.
Yeah, especially because that force tag that happened, the mistake, quote unquote, the mistake that Aaron Kim made, was almost maybe a minute left. So it was very close. It was late game, and he should have known that it's not an early game force tag where your teammate has a lot of health or almost full health where he can just use a tab escape to escape and take some damage. They were 30% health and then 20% health, and they get chased and you use an escape, you still die, and that's what happened yesterday.
But that's kind of what we happened. But the winners are winners, and IDEPS is one of those winners for you guys. And IDEPS have been on a roll from starting from day 1. They beat Kudeta 4-0 in a blowout, which was a surprise in itself. But ever since that series, they have continued to perform, and all 3 of these players for some of them who has underperformed in instances before in Season 1, for example, where the online god didn't perform as well on the offline stage, but he's showing much better performance this time around.
Yeah, definitely. And what I want to see is Duggan Kang's KFM go all out. Because, to be honest, out of the three, like Sang-ho Kim, Jung-ho Yoon, and Duggan Kang, they're all good. It's just only Sang-ho Kim and Jung-ho Yoon has shown us something.
Sure.
Duggan Kang has yet to show us, like something to remember him by.
Right.
Because him returning to the KFM is a big deal
It is.
to all those KFM fans or Duggan Kang fans, because his KFM was amazing back in the day, but he recently came back from Blade Dancer, so him showing us as a KFM that he's still a formidable KFM is, yet to be seen.
Sure, but whether he has shown or not shown anything, but the important thing is they have been winning. And the results really show for themselves as they are in the top seed right now going into the semifinals. And another team in the top seed is GC Busan Blue, who were former champions of Season 1.
Yep.
But right now we see them again heading for that title once again.
Yeah.
They have said to themselves that they have improved as a team and as individuals skill-wise, and they're looking to really just make a statement once again and head to that top spot. Because right now, if they win, if either team right now wins this winner's match, they can just sit and relax in that first seed. In the last match of the finals, which is happening next week.
Yep.
They can just wait it out. For the other teams just like to bout it out to wherever they want to be, but they'll just be waiting comfortably. I think both teams will be wanting that today.
Yeah, exactly. And here on screen, finally, we have Duggan Kang coming out for singles versus Daeyoung Choi, Assassin versus KFM. And as I just said, I want to see Duggan Kang, as a KFM, take Daeyoung Choi out of stealth with his little, area of effect
That
skills.
will be incredible.
Yeah,
yes.
and many, as a KFM fan, not Duggan Kang's fan, but as a KFM player, KFM fan, I just want to see some crazy KFM plays so that I can learn and I can own a PvP.
Hey, but PvP is all about everything, and Duggan Kang has shown good instances of his plays before, and he has to show it again, because no matter how well his teammates does for IDES, if he's eventually going to look towards the finals and eventually kind of look to win the championship, all three of the players have to play very well. And whether Duggan Kang will be the first one to pull out a win for IDES, we'll have to see, as the first match between IDES and GC Busan Blue will be underway very shortly. And here we go for the first match of the day with the winner's match with IDEPS and GC Busan Blue. We have Duggan Kang on the KFM with Daeyoung Choi on the Assassin. But right now, it is a best of 7, and the first game will be the single. We have to see who can take the momentum for their team.
All right, the body swap happens, not too much. Daeyoung Choi did make the first move, but nothing happened.
So right now,
use the body swap.
Yes, but both teams, understandably, they're taking it slow because they want the best opportunity with the KFM being a close range class, and the Assassin. Yeah, but Assassin can make more mobility moves that can make all the difference. So we have to see. So Daeyoung Choi does make the first move, gets him into the aerial, gets some good damage onto him, still getting consistent damage. Duggan Kang not able to answer for all of this. He does save his escape for now, but he took a lot of damage. Perhaps he could have used it earlier.
All right, no, he actually saved it and he got out. And Daeyoung Choi was actually playing some mind games, as well as Duggan Kang. He backed away, didn't do his full combo as an assassin because he didn't want to get knocked back by Duggan Kang's second win. But now he gets CC'd again, and there we go. Finally, we see that second win knockback, and now it's Duggan Kang's chance.
Duggan Kang putting good amount of damage and puts him into the arrow after that amount of damage.
Tremor coming, there we go. The stealth is finally used.
Yeah, so it forces out the stealth from Daeyoung Choi, and now they're even in the number of escapes they have. But Duggan Kang putting out good damage after he took out the first
now
damage.
He's not.
But
Duggan Kang is finished.
It's going to be finished most likely, as the full combo does come in. Enough damage coming in for the side of GC Busan Blue, and GC Busan Blue is up 1-0 in this series.
Oh gosh, Duggan Kang. As an assassin, see, him saving his escape at the first time was amazing. It was amazing because Daeyoung Choi kind of wussed out and he didn't do his full combo because he's like, all right, I used almost all my CC, and that is when people usually tab escape to knock back. So I'm going to back away. And then Duggan Kang just got up and backstepped away and saved his tab escape, giving him the opportunity to do the damage, to counter. But after that, you don't want to get CC'd after you use the
Sure, when you're out of this game.
Yeah.
But I think Day2 is thinking what I was thinking. If you put that much amount of damage, you would already use the tab escape by then. But he does save it until then. But getting CC'd again, like you said, when you are out of that escape is crucial for Duggan Kang, and he pays the biggest price by getting the full combo after the aerial, and which literally causes him to die in the end.
Yeah, so basically right now, just now before
Right here,
the screen
yes.
changed, before the screen changed, they just basically traded the same amount of HP with the same amount of escapes.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, when they were both out of escapes and they both traded the same amount of damage, Daeyoung Choi winning just proved to us that he landed 2 CCs. So the first CC after the trade, allowing Duggan Kang to use his tab escape, and then a secondary CC again after the second win, finishing off the match, which means within those times, Duggan Kang was unable to land any CCs on Daeyoung Choi, which means Daeyoung Choi outplayed Duggan Kang.
Essentially, that is what happened, but we have to see what the second match will bring to us, because Sang Kim is out on his assassin against Yoon Tae-sun on the Blade Dancer. And let me make my statement right here. I'm a fan of the Blade Dancer. The more I watch it, it's so entertaining to watch, and I'm sure the viewers will understand when you hit the full ultimate from the Blade Dancer, it is the most exciting to see. And as biased as I am on the Blade Dancer class itself, but I want to see a good match from both of these guys, because we see the assassin coming out from IDEPS, and IDEPS are not really used to losing right now in this entire tournament, because they have been performing exceptionally well. But as strong as a side GC Busan Blue is, IDEPS has to get a win back, at least to get the score even, but also to bring the momentum back to their side.
Yeah, exactly. And you liking the Blade Dancer, I'm going to have to bash you on that, because they spin to win, and even they're all there spinning. They're just spinning and spinning, and let's see more spins in the second match with the Assassin versus the spinner, Blade Dancer.
So there we begin our second match of the semifinal winners match with Sang Kim on the Assassin, with Yoon Tae-sun on the Blade Dancer. But right now, GC Busan Blue is up 1-0. Sang Kim on the Assassin this time around has to bring a win for their team.
Yep, and for those viewers that came in a little bit late, it is the semifinals, best out of 7, first to 6 points. So right now, GC Busan Blue is up 1 point, but it's not really a big deal. IDEPS could play comfortably, and he is taking damage. That's too comfortable.
Yeah, that's takes the full combo from Yoon Tae-sun on the double aerial onto the lightning draw, which was very significant of what Yoon Tae-sun wanted out of that play, but gets him into another aerial. Sang Kim has no answers for it, because he has taken no damage onto Yoon Tae-sun so far.
Yeah.
But right now, onto the full combo!
Why isn't he stealthing out?
Sang Kim right now, he has escape, but he lose.
What? Okay, I think there was
there should have been an error of some kind.
There was definitely an error, because
and it seemed like the producing team is trying to tell us with the lack of this change in music that something is wrong, because there is no way that he could have not, saved his escape when he had the chance to use it.
So there was this moment when he was just getting sundered, right-clicked by the Blade Dancer.
It seems like he had a problem.
There was no, he used 2 CCs, and that is when you use your tab escape. But he didn't, and he just got sundered to death.
I mean,
that doesn't make sense.
We understand the first combo with the double aerial onto the lightning draw. That was a good play by Yoon Tae-sun all in all. But after that, we saw very little movement from Sang Kim, and that just... We have to talk about this, because, Sang Kim also, you see in his face, he is very startled by all of this situation, because I don't think he intended to make this kind of play. But we'll get you guys the message when we get the message ourselves.
Well, you're seeing our faces, which means there is something wrong. Because we never come back to us in the middle of a match.
It's not a normal case for sure. But right now, Sang Kim, I know he wanted to get a win back for IDES, but this wasn't the way that he wanted to end the match. I'm sure there's a technical difficulty of some kind. I'm looking at the booths to see their faces, but really no message coming our way yet. But let's talk about the game itself. Just Blade Dancer versus Assassin. Of course we have lists to talk about because of the error, spinning things around. But Blade Dancer and Assassin, how does that matchup usually go, you think?
Well, it depends on the players.
Of course.
Just looking at the classes, the Blade Dancer definitely has so many initiating CCs or initiating moves.
And aerials, yes.
Yeah. But the Assassin, on the other hand, they could also counter that with many of their skills. And if the assassin gets one CC to start off, compared to the many blade dancers initiates. The assassin also has many aerials, webbing, a re-knockdown, a re-knock. So like, it depends on how or who plays a better mind game.
Yeah.
But the blade dancer most of the time will do the initiating because other than body swapping, the assassin, it's too risky. There's no solid initiate compared to a blade dancer.
Yes.
Yeah. So a blade dancer, they have so many. They have a soaring falcon. They can knock them down. They could. What was that? 5-point strike. They have many initiating moves. So most of the time, it probably will be the blade dancer initiating and the assassin trying to counter, or we'll see a lot of the mind games going on, and
And one of the things we see from blade dancer usually is like once you get up into the area, you expect a double aerial and the lightning draw will be an inevitable skill to use. But we see that coming through for Yuntaeson this time around. But of course, the error obviously it seems like that was the case, and it was definitely there because we usually would not expect Sang-Woo Kim, as formidable as he is, and of course he does have his stage frights at times from the offline stage.
Yeah, he has.
But I don't think it was to that extent that he would not even move a budge and not even use any of his escape when he had the opportunity. So I think that was the situation. So
basically, like the short match that we just saw, excluding the error. So the first knock-up with the initiate by Yuntaeson into the area, the double area, and the lightning draw. That is, it's common to see. It's normal. And then when they got up, Yuntaeson initiated again. That is also okay.
Sure.
And then after the Sunder, after the second initiate, after the first double knockup, the initiate and the Sunder combo, that is when Sang-Woo Kim would have or should have used the stealth, but he didn't. So until then, we didn't know there was a error. So we're like, okay, maybe he's
made a mistake.
Maybe he's planning a bigger picture than we're thinking. So we're like, okay, because he's not gonna die with the first Sunder combo. So I'm like, okay, let's just keep watching. And then after the Sunder combo, he gets up, and then he gets CC'd again, and then he gets Sundered, and then he dies. So I'm like, okay, so this is the big picture. Like, of course, by then we knew there was something wrong because we were calling it out. We're like, why isn't he stealthing out? Yeah. So basically, the first aerial and then the first Sunder, up to there, it was okay.
Yes.
It is common to see if you land the CC first as a blade dancer. However, after that is when we're like, what the hell?
So right now we have to figure out what had happened. But right now, I think the referees behind Sang-Woo Kim is trying to figure out exactly what had happened. But
we're turning our faces that way because we see the booth over there.
You see us facing this, so we're just looking at the player manager to see what the situation is. But right now, I would think a rematch would be inevitable because we saw this happen in the actual quarterfinals when we had to see GFIM, I believe, against G-Touring in the last match when the Blade Master, I believe, One-Chip Lee, he had to face up, and there was an error of some kind, and that forced a rematch right after the commercial break. And, I think commercial break or not, we most likely will have a rematch, but give another chance to Sang-Woo Kim. I think he really wants to win because getting the win back also would even out the score at 1-1. But also bringing that momentum is huge because best of 7. We mentioned this earlier. It's such a long series where usually in best of 5, we usually say like one match after another matters so much because those 1 points and the 2 points in this attack and all of that matters so much in the final score. But when you have 6 points to have more flexibility with, that 1 point, the 1 point and 1 point itself is not the biggest thing, but it's all about the momentum, getting you a continuous amount of points as you move through the series.
Exactly. So as you just mentioned, maybe 1 point, as I said, GC Busan Blue being up 1 is not a big deal.
Sure.
However, you don't want to give them the momentum.
Of course.
You don't want to keep making them go up with speed. You want to drag them down, maybe catch up a little bit and make it even, make it more interesting for us and the viewers, for you guys. So, that is exactly what Sang-Woo Kim wants, definitely. And usually, so the only time, even though there is a bug or an error or a technical difficulty and we don't have a rematch, is when the player does not raise his hand right when that error happens. But the screen coming back to us means that the judges saw Sang-Woo Kim telling or making a reaction of,
Sure.
oh, there's an error.
Yeah.
So that is when the judges say, okay, just finish this match and then we'll look into it. And then that's what happened right now. And we still didn't get word of the specific error or the problem that we're having. But I'm 99% sure that we will have the rematch. And since it is the semifinals and we only have 2 matches today, I'm pretty sure we're going to have it just like right after the problem is fixed without the commercial break.
Sure.
But this is just actually going to bring down GC Busan Blue's adrenaline as well.
True,
With
because
taking
they had the first win.
They took the first win. And who knows, even without the error, Yuntaeson might have beaten Sang-ho Kim with that adrenaline, with that momentum.
And he did hit the first combo.
Yeah, so that could have been it. But now, us taking this couple-minute break might have just brought down GC Busan Blues adrenaline, who are right under us right now, and the heat is dying out.
And we can feel the heat dying out because it's getting a little bit chilly right here.
It
It was pretty warm after that first win by GC Busan, but right now it's a little bit more chilly.
Yeah.
But when we do have a little more time, I think I want to explain how the tournament will go for this last few days. But we don't have time for that because we will move on straight on with the rematch most likely, and we will see whether IDEPS can pick out a game win on the singles to get it even to 1-1. Let's see the rematch happen. Let's get it underway. So it seems like all the problems were fixed, and a rematch was conciliated, and Sang-ho Kim on the Assassin back again against Yuntaeson on the Blade Dancer. Yuntaeson has to somehow revive his momentum that he had in Game 1 and hopefully reflect that back into this match again.
All right, this time around it's different. Yuntaeson did make the first move, however, Sang-ho Kim is actually landing the bigger first move right now with the bad breath. With the close shave into a continuous CC.
Oh my goodness, this is an extreme amount of damage that Yuntaeson did not expect out of this first minute of the match.
Yeah, he was definitely saving his second win, and that is, normal to see. However, he definitely didn't think that he'll take this much damage.
He didn't expect that much damage for sure because Yuntaeson, he was thinking about whether to use the escape or not. He had the opportunity to do it, but I think the continuation damage did surprise him very much. But right now, Sang-ho Kim, full health. All of his escapes available. Right now, Yuntaeson has to make something happen.
There we go. He pulls him in. But Sang-ho Kim does have both escapes, and he just used the leave to get out. Decoy also procced. Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
Giving him the free stealth.
He still has the stealth available. Yuntaeson is looking desperate because he has to make something of a miracle happen to get him back into the singles match. But
knockdown. Back roll chase with the Shadow Slash. No chase by Yuntaeson.
Oh my goodness. The thing is, it is over with enough damage to finish him off. The pause for the win was the theme for items, and Sang-ho Kim on the Assassin impressing us. That looked like a different. That looked like a different Yuntaeson right there. Blade Dancer and Sang-ho Kim. Perhaps that 3 minutes of pause got him angry enough. That rage building up on him. Got a clean win.
And Yuntaeson, Sang-ho Kim landed that lovely Shadow Slash back rope chase on Yuntaeson, but right after that, when Yuntaeson landed the CC and Sang-ho Kim back roll, he tried to phantom grip him, but it didn't. He was out of range, so he couldn't chase it. So basically, Yuntaeson did miss out on an opportunity.
And this first 30 seconds of the game was the most crucial moment of it because he took
that back roll chase right there, and this one he missed. Yes, that is the replay. Oh, this time around, the replay is actually worth watching.
Catching the good stuff.
Yeah.
But right now, we saw that Yuntaeson, he was playing mind games whether to use the escape or not. He took a lot more damage than he expected, and that really got him in a very bad spot, heading into the mid-game, which he eventually couldn't stand for too long because of his lack of health and also lack of escapes.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunate, but, to us, it's better. It's tied up now, 1-1. So it makes it more interesting. As I just said, IDEF is coming back, pulling him down, dragging GC Busan Blue, slowing them down. And now, to the third match, I guess we will be going into the tag, which is worth 2 points.
So 2 points for either team will be crucial because they will be ahead 2 points, and 3-1 will be the score for either side. But right now, IDEF's getting that pause and getting a win on their foot. It's going to be very important to continue on that momentum to get them another 2 points because now heading into the mid part of this series, best of sevens, 3-1 will be a good lead for either side going through it. And we all know that Inox and JC Busan Blue are very evenly matched. They are very strong teams for both sides. And getting a lead like this for 3-1 would be crucial for either side.
Yeah, definitely. And I wonder if GC Busan Blue would pause and just cut off their momentum, be like, oh, we have an error. That would be funny. If,
the pause meta.
Yeah, the pause meta. No, but yeah, usually you can't just pause, without any errors. So yeah, that's unlikely to happen.
So whether the pause meta will come through, we have to see. But tag match will be underway between Inox and GC Busan Blue. Let's see who gets that 3-1 lead in the best of 7. Let's get this match underway. And here we go for the first tag match of the day between Inox and GC Busan Blue. We have Sang Kim on the Assassin on the left and Yoon Jae-jung on the Warlock this time around. First time seeing him today.
Yep, alright, Warlock throws that Tether Blade. Does not land. Okay, the second is put down.
Familiar does come out, but loses a little bit of health as soon as it comes out. But Yoon Jae-jung taking a little damage in exchange.
Alright, Sang Kim as an Assassin is good against the Warlock if he's able to dodge that, but...
Okay. Forces out an interfere from Jung Yoon and also a reaction interfere coming in from GC Busan Blue as well.
Yep, the time distortion is used to get all of Yoon Jae-jung's stealth back. I mean, not stealth, what am I saying? Escape back. And Sang Kim, on the other hand, is out of all of his escapes right now. The Leaf coming back in 5 seconds.
So he just used his stealth, and now Sang Kim will be out of that second win for the next 22 seconds or so. But right now, Yoon Jae-jung putting out good damage in the early parts of the game, and he has to continue on with this to force out a tag from Sang Kim before the timer runs out.
All right, there we go. The Familiar and the Warlock are together. So Sang Kim, if he gets any double CCs or gets a CC onto the Warlock, he might be able to do some damage, but he's going to play it safe for another 2 seconds when his stealth comes back, and he is playing it aggressive now.
He's playing aggressive, and he does have his escapes back, but Sang Kim
he's chained.
Is in the chain, but right now we have to see what Yoon Jae-jung can do. Yoon Jae-jung looking very comfortable right now as he is putting out an immense amount of damage that Sang Kim doesn't have an answer to.
Oh, however, Sang Kim, he does body shot, but Sang Kim is able to stick to Yoon Jae-jung.
And an interfere coming in from both sides, trying to exchange as much damage as they can. And the blade as they're getting into the air is enough damage for Yoon Jae-jung. That is a considerable amount of damage into the force tag that will happen right now for both sides. But in the end, Yoon Jae-jung took more damage than Sang Kim despite all the early game advantages that GC Busan Blue had.
Yeah, well played by Sang Kim when Yoon Jae-jung body saw with this Familiar far away. Sang Kim expected that, and he stuck to him. He's chased him right after, doing a lot of damage. And now, Duggan Kang versus Daeyoung Choi. There we go. Daeyoung Choi
interfere coming in from both sides, and this will be the lightning draw onto the continuous
Sang Kim is knocked
damage.
out.
You saw Yoon Tae-sun on the Blade Dancer full combo after that lightning draw. He couldn't do anything about it, and Sang Kim is immediately out. And now, Inox is two man available, but right now this is a crucial mistake. And also good play by Yoon Tae-sun as well.
No, it was a mistake by Sang Kim coming out in an interfere, dying within the 5 seconds. The short 5 seconds, or you can say long, but he died out with 2 tag points, with 2 interfere points.
Goodness.
That is unbelievable because Jung Yoon is already out of all of his escapes.
Yoon Tae-sun doing work on Inox right now because he just forced the Jung Yoon to come in on the Force Master, but right now, Yoon Tae-sun doing the considerable amount of damage to get the kill and also doing enough damage to force out the tag.
Oh, it is not looking good for Inox because Jung Yoon is already out of all of his interfere points, and he still has 4 minutes until they get 1 interfere point back. So he wants to stay on the field as long as possible.
But that is actually good enough damage on the bombard from Daeyoung Choi on the Assassin, who did come in for Yoon Tae-sun, but right now, this is looking very bad for Inox because Jung Yoon right now, he has no interfere to rely on. But Jung Yoon has to somehow survive for the next minute unless they're going to be 2-man behind in this tag match right now.
Well, he does have a tag point, but he doesn't want to tag out because he can't interfere in to help his teammate. That is why, but he still has to tag out.
Oh my goodness, and he does just tag, but it was a bad tag because the chase did happen with the Duggan Kang on the area, taking a lot of damage from Daeyoung Choi. This is going to be it unless he can tag out somehow, but enough damage will... Oh, he barely survives Duggan Kang. And he does tag out in time before he does die, and Jung Yoon is back on the Force Master in a very short time.
Yep, he does. Dogging Kang does use his second with the
goodness!
back. Oh my god, that is just
What is
disgusting.
going on with IDEPS? Either
Yeah.
GC Busan Blue is playing amazing, but IDEPS right now being 2-man and literally this is the end of the game. They cannot work around this to go 1v3. This is essentially over for IDEPS, and it
finishes
is over.
with the ult.
GC Busan Blue.
Yeah.
How
but
do you rate this game? Was the GC
there
Busan
is-
Blue
there
being
is no
impressive?
rating. There's no need for rating teams here. There's just rating for Sang-ho Kim going back to last year's Sang-ho Kim when
yes.
he just makes mistakes after mistakes. Even though he won his singles,
Yeah.
in the tag he just went back. He just traveled in time back to 2016 when he was afraid of the live stage, where he constantly made mistakes because he was nervous. And right now, during that interfere coming in, he should have thought it's gonna end up being a 1v1 and a 1v1. And if you're gonna die out during
Of course,
the
yes.
early interfere
Yes.
when it was like 2 minutes into the match, you know, that is not something you do as a pro BNS player.
Yeah, and you know, he had all the tag points and all the interfere points available
Right
once
now.
he died right here. Yuntae-san getting the full combo from the lightning draw into the continuous damage that initially knocked him out. But as you say, Sang-ho Kim, the former Sang-ho Kim of 2016 when he was the online god and was the only online god that didn't perform well on the offline stage. You know him better than I do because you have experienced him before, but as you say, he is back on that offline stage fright Sang-ho Kim because right now IDEPS is down 3-1, but I think more important than the scoreline right now, GC Busan Blue is really showing their momentum, showing their strength, and I think that amount of pressure that they are putting upon IDEPS is going to be actually more huge than the actual scoreline itself.
Yeah. That, or I was just thinking as you were talking, it just came to my mind.
Yeah.
Maybe GC Busan Blue is also angry because, you know,
yes.
even though it was a technical difficulty, the game stopped, but, you know, they did get the better start. Yuntae-san did get the better start in the beginning of the second match before the error happened, but when the rematch happened, they just got owned. Sang-ho Kim owned Yuntae-san, and maybe they're like, all right, we're gonna play seriously.
And
We're-
Yuntae-san got robbed, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what happened.
Yeah.
Yuntae-san actually doing the most significant part of that tag, winning out the team tag match against GC Busan Blue. But right now, GC Busan Blue bring it back. Yoon Jae-jung on the Warlock for the first time for the singles, and Jung Woo-yoon on the Force Master, which is known to be the strong class right now in this meta. And Force Master has done work in previous matches before in this tournament, Season 2. And whether Jung Woo-yoon can do it again on his Force Master, we have to see, because IDES is desperately looking for another point back.
Regardless of Force Master being good or bad, or, you know, being buffed or nerfed,
Jung Woo-yoon's
if
Force
Jung
Master.
Woo-yoon is playing the Force Master, it's just gonna be good every time.
But you know,
Like, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
It doesn't matter about the nerf, but now it all matters on Yoon Jae-jung right now. Yoon Jae-jung,
yes.
on the Warlock, because his main is the Summoner, but he's on the Warlock right now. So let's see if he prepared, you know, his Warlock for Jung Woo-yoon's Force Master in this fourth match. Let's get into it.
And as you mentioned, Yoon Jae-jung does like to bring out the Summoner because that is what he considers his main.
Yep.
But right now, we talked about many players considering Force Master as the strength class right now, and the only class that has a decent chance against it is the Warlock, as many players do say.
Yeah.
So that's probably why Yoon Jae-jung did bring it up, but the next singles is going to be another one-point match for IDEPS and GC Busan Blue, and IDEPS really needs a win right here.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why Warlock is so strong just in general and, you know, considered, quote unquote, it could be an opinion, but it's strong considered against the Force Master is because the Warlock, most of their damage is done with the double aerials.
Right.
So if you're aerialed, even a Force Master can't freeze himself. So that is one of the reasons why they're so strong. And they're just trading damage after damage, not too much damage though.
As aggressive as their movements are, no significant damage coming from both sides. No even escapes are forced out on both sides. But right now, as you mentioned, the aerial will be crucial for Yoon Jae-jung, because even if as a Force Master, no escape can get you out of the aerial, because that's why Yoon Jae-jung has to get him in the aerial to put out significant damage that he needs to win out this one.
Okay, Yoon Jae-jung is forced to back
Oh, the
out right
meteor.
now. Oh my god, Yoon Jae-jung is not looking good. He's out of all of his escapes. Even though he has his familiarity, he doesn't have his body swap. And he's aerial.
Oh, this is looking bad for Yoon Jae-jung because he's still
gosh.
in the area. He can't do anything about it. And Jung Yoon doing a good part of this first early match because right now he has all of his escape, whereas Yoon Jae-jung is out of his escapes, at least for the next 5 seconds. But Jung Yoon trying to do some work right here on Yoon Jae-jung right now.
Unfortunately, being a Force Master, he wasn't able to do, you know, one of those 100-0 combo.
Sure.
But he is throwing fire at him, and, you know, Yoon Jae-jung is just looking bad overall.
And Yoon Jae-jung doesn't seem to have an answer for all of the damage that Jung Yoon is putting out. But actually, Yoon Jae-jung actually forces out an escape from Jung Yoon. So right now, this is a little bit of favor going towards Yoon Jae-jung because he does have all of his escapes, most of his escapes available, the crucial ones. So right now, with the last 57 seconds remaining in the match, I think neither player is going to look for the TKO. They just really want the kill right here.
Yep, they are just looking for that one chance to do that burst damage. And okay, the Warlock is making his move. Jung Yoon is out of his game, so he might take some damage. I don't know why Yoon Jae-jung is playing it so passively.
Jung Yoon does get his escape back right now, and this is the last 30
Oh,
seconds.
no.
I think Force Master and Warlock wasn't picked to go to the TKO. I think both players really want the kill, but you know, on the Yoon Jae-jung side, it's so hard to do that when you're out of his escape. But he does get it
Now,
back.
yes, the 22 seconds that he has left, Yoon Jae-jung, you have to get some damage in.
This is his opportunity because Yoon Jae-jung, with
There
the
we go.
28 seconds out of his
There
second
we
win,
go!
this is gonna be enough damage to finish out Jung Yoon. 10 seconds is not enough to. Oh, that is slimmest of health available for Jung Yoon, but it might not be enough. Will it go to TKO? It's not gonna go to TKO. The damage chart won't come up on our screen because Yoon Jae-jung on the Warlock gets enough CC and aerial to get enough damage to finish out IDEPS once again to get them ahead 4-1 for GC Busan Blue.
It's been so long since we've seen, or I've seen, or we've seen Jung Yoon lose a 1v1.
It's true.
It's been so long. I don't know, like, I don't know if I should be happy or not happy because I'm not taking sides, but I guess I'm happy to see Jung Yoon lose like for the first time in a very long
time. And perhaps
time.
you should be happy because Yoon Jae-jung did such an accomplishment that many people could not have done, especially in this season particularly because Force Master were seen to be stronger than ever with the current changes that it had. And Jung Yoon, not the one to lose out on singles, does lose out in the very last few seconds, similar to yesterday's story.
Yeah, this is actually very similar to yesterday's story. Just doing burst damage at the last couple seconds, and Yoon Jae-jung is very happy because I'm pretty sure he had the mindset of thinking, you know, this match is gonna be hard because it's Jung Yoon, but he was able to take the victory at the last second because they both had a lot of health, like when there was like 20 seconds left. But Yoon Jae-jung as a Warlock, that is Warlock for you guys.
Yeah.
The burst damage from a Warlock is just OP right now, even with the slight nerf that the Warlock's got.
Yes, yes.
But, you know, right now, it just proved to us, oh, okay, so Jung Yoon is coming out to redeem himself. But Yoon Jae-jung is like, oh, no, I got the win. I'm going to sit down Yoon Tae-sun.
Yeah,
why is Yoon Tae-sun on the Assassin?
Wait, Yoon Tae-sun is not on the Assassin.
Wow.
That is, on our paper, Yoon Tae-sun on the Assassin is his 5th priority class.
Yeah.
So Yoon Tae-sun, not the one to play Assassin. Whether it was an image error, most likely not. We really rely on our production to do a good job. So it was most likely not an error from the image. So we are expecting Yoon Tae-sun. I was actually very confused for a second. I thought that was Dae Choi for a second, but it is indeed Yoon Tae-sun on the Assassin. And we'll see what kind of changes this makes because IDEPS will be looking for this opportunity to get at least a point back and get back into the series.
Yeah, and yesterday Yoon Tae-sun actually played the Blade Master as well, and after that, what he said in the interview was that he wanted to show us that he can play the many classes that he put down on paper, and let's go get into the 5th set on Yoon Tae-sun on the Assassin and Jung Yoon on the Force Master.
So here we go for the 5th set of the semifinals winners match between IDOS and GC Busan Blue. We have Jung Yoon on the Force Master looking to redeem himself and get a point back for IDOS, whereas Yoon Tae-son on the Assassin, it is confirmed to the Assassin. He's just trying to literally just show that he has variety.
Yep, definitely, because many of the players, not only this team or the other team, like all of the teams, they put down many classes, but they usually end up playing just one. But Yoon Tae-son this time around is showing, starting yesterday, many different classes, and let's see how well he will play right now.
And he did win out on the Blade Master last week that he did play it out, and he did it with much success. And whether he can prove himself as a player with many variety on this Assassin, we have to see, but he's actually getting good damage onto Jung Yoon, forcing all of his escapes out. Now, Jung Yoon, for the next 10 seconds, will not have all of his escapes, excluding the back row, but right now that's not going to matter because Yoon Tae-son is putting a continuous amount of damage onto Jung Yoon.
All right, but I have to say Yoon Tae-son is definitely less experienced in the Assassin by just looking at him the way he puts it in his combo right now.
But right now, all that really doesn't seem to matter because he's getting enough damage to pressure out Jung Yoon right now because Jung Yoon is not feeling comfortable on this matchup right now.
Yeah, maybe Yoon Tae-son thought Jung Yoon had one of his escapes back. That's why he was playing it passive.
Yeah.
But the Ice Mine does land on Jung Yoon, freezing him. And is he going to be, well, he is going to be able to continue. Oh, but he uses the second win, Jung Yoon, buying the time, unable to connect Yoon Tae-son.
And it's really just impressive how Yoon Tae-son can just have a little more flexibility and really just put out as much damage with any class that he decides to play. And this time it is the Assassin. He's doing a fine job with it with the Poison Breath coming out. Jung Yoon right now, he has no answer to all the damage that Yoon Tae-son is putting out on him.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Jung Yoon is a little bit tilted because usually Jung Yoon's Force Master is the Assassin killer.
Oh yeah, we saw that yesterday, but right now this doesn't look like the case. And Yoon Tae-son,
the second win knockback happens, forcing him to use his leave.
Oh, and Yoon Tae-son still with all of his escapes is most formidably going to win out this one unless something crazy happens, and it might be the start of that because Jung Yoon on the Meteor gets a little bit of that damage on that, but it's actually more damage.
Him out of stealth right now.
Oh, that was very impressive by Jung Yoon. He needs a little bit more of that because right now without any of his escape,
Jung Yoon wins.
It's actually without his escape
Inferno
right now.
Coming
he's in the aerial.
Double knock up.
Without it up.
Yep, and the Inferno.
But nobody is enough damage. Jung Yoon, look how relieved he is right now. You know, we want to
He is the Assassin killer. So I definitely expected Jung Yoon to win regardless of how much damage
But you know, we got to consider this as Assassin killer that we all know he is. Considering how well Yoon Tae-son played on the Assassin against the Assassin killer Jung Yoon on the Force Master, you know, I really want to give props out to this guy because we know that how hard he works and how hard he really tries to prove himself as a player. That, you know, he can win out on the singles and show a lot of entertainment to the viewers out there.
Yeah, but, you know, to be honest, I'm going to say because Jung Yoon might have seemed to have a little bit of a hard time because Yoon Tae-son's Assassin plays aren't mostly like the Formidable or the Assassin main. So it's different.
Yeah, it's conventional.
The way, so basically what I'm saying is, I'm putting it nicely, saying that, you know, he's playing the Assassin a different way, unqualified way. So Jung Yoon is confused. He's like, why is this happening now?
Yeah.
It should have happened later. So that's why he took some damage. That, you know, like you could call it a beginner's luck, but I'm not saying Yoon Tae-son's a beginner.
Of course, yeah.
But he played it differently compared to, you know, Jin-Yu Park or Dae-young Choi or any of the formidable assassins, Hyung-kyu Kim. That's why maybe Jung Yoon was like, he was a little confused, and then he got used to it, and he was able to finish him off at the end game. And, you know, well played on Yoon Tae-son's side as well. I'm not taking away any credit away from him. But, yes, Yoon Tae-son did have a close game, but Jung Yoon remains the assassin killer.
So Yoon Tae-son's assassin was very unconventional in how he played out the specific class, and that might have caught Jung Yoon off guard in the early game. But in the end, that crucial CC onto the area was all he needed to put out enough damage to knock him out in the end. But right now, we're gonna move on to the second tag match of this series with 2-4 in favor of GC Busan Blue.
You repeated in the end twice. Do you like Linkin Park?
No, I mean, no, but GC Busan Blue right now, they're up at 4-2. If they win this tag match, they will be in the first seed going into the final, and that will be a good spot for these guys. But items, as well as they play throughout this tournament, they're not going to settle for a 6-2 loss against GC Busan Blue. And GC Busan Blue, although impressing, items is going to be looking to win out this tag match and bring this game back to even at 4-4. Let's see where items can do it in this next tag match. Welcome back to the second tag match of the series between Ines and GC Busan Blue. We're going to be starting off with the Assassin Mirror match with Sound Kim and Daeyoung Choi on both sides, trying to pick out a crucial win. It will be a crucial win for both sides.
We'll see Daeyoung Choi making the initiate.
Daeyoung Choi going in very aggressively in the beginning, so does Sound Kim, but right now...
The ice might land.
Oh, actually, escape forced out of Silent Kim, so Daeyoung Choi will be at an advantage going forward right now. But Daeyoung Choi,
all of his escapes on Silent Kim's part.
Yes. So Daeyoung Choi, with the escape advantage that he has to make a use of this advantage for the next 20 seconds. But right now, Daeyoung Choi is seemingly trying to take it passive for now. Silent Kim not giving him any distance to work with.
He shouldn't. He should force Sang Kim to the wall, to the corner, because he should know that both of his escapes are out, Sang Kim. So he should at least just push him back a little bit, shove him back to the wall a little bit, making Sang Kim nervous. But now he gets all of his escapes back, and Daeyoung Choi, looking at the health bar, unfortunately took more damage.
Yeah, he did, and Sang Kim does a great job of accomplishing that cooldown on his escapes, and now he does get all of it back. But Daeyoung Choi putting out some damage, forcing out an interfere from Dougie Kang on the KFM. Oh, but actually gets a little bit of damage onto Daeyoung Choi, but actually forces out an escape onto Daeyoung Choi as well. So Sang Kim, this is going to be his opportunity, but does go up in the area by Daeyoung Choi. But right now, he's going to be going forward with this continuation damage, but Sang Kim taking a lot of damage, still has his escape available in 13 seconds. Both players will be force tagged out, but Daeyoung Choi, I think he should have made that play once he had that cooldown on the escapes from Sang Kim.
The ice mine doesn't land. Sang Kim uses leaf, and they're both force tagged out. They have distance, so nobody will get chased, or nobody will try.
Dougie Kang on the KFM coming in for Idas, whereas Yunjajang on the Warlock, who has successfully played out this series very nicely, is going to be out of the Warlock once again.
Alright, Dougie Kang playing very aggressive, going for that Warlock, it doesn't seem like he's doing too much damage, but that will add up, don't worry about that.
Aggressiveness is what Dougie Kang is trying to show to Yunjajang right now. Is actually Yunjajang just taking damage without returning any damage, but does force out the escape on Dougie Kang, so Dougie Kang is an escape behind, and Yunjajang on the Warlock is going to be looking to do damage right here.
The defensive interfere comes in, so Yunjajang is unable to do that double knockup, which is, the primary damage for the Warlock. And Dougie Kang gets his tab escape back, and there we go!
And that's going to be enough to force out an escape, and also force out on tag. Going into Daeyoung Choi on the Assassin back again. But right
the Rising Giant connects, forcing Daeyoung Choi to use his leaf to escape.
But he does still have his stealth available, so Dougie Kang is going to be looking for this opportunity to get him into the aerial. Daeyoung Choi can't do anything about the aerial play, but does force him to get on the stealth, and now he is out of all of his escapes.
Yes, he is forced to use the stealth because of that back row chase connecting by Dougie Kang. So if that didn't connect, he didn't have to use his tab escape or stealth, as you call it. But the tech chase connecting and the triple kick.
Wow. And forcing out an interfere from both sides. Dougie Kang doing very consistent in saving escape, but at the same time putting out consistent damage to pressure out GC Busan Blue's interferer and also tag points as well.
Yeah, Dougie Kang is the one player that forced GC Busan Blue to use 2 tag points.
My goodness, and Dougie Kang will be force tagged out, but for formidable amount of play that he has shown for the side of Idas. Now their team is a little bit much ahead, especially in the tag points and the interfere points.
Yes, definitely what you just said, a little bit much ahead. Because Dougie Kang was able to force GC Busan Blue to use 2 tag points. That's crucial because you don't get tag points back.
And those 2 tag points is all you get for the entire match, regardless of how the time remaining. Yeah. But right now, Yunjajang back on the Warlock, he has to show something different because the last time he showed up around against the KFM Dougie Kang, he didn't impress, but he needs a better play to get GC Busan Blue the advantage they want.
Jung Won-yoon forces him back, pulls him in and pulls him out with the Phantom Grip.
Interfere from Yuntae-sun, not doing much other than getting the escape out of Jung Won-yoon. So Force Master Jung Won-yoon doing a pretty good job of staying in this match without taking considerable amount of damage. Actually taking down the Meteor onto the Interfere.
Ooh. The Familiar actually died out just now, taking so much damage from Jung Won-yoon.
And Yoon Jae-jung on the Warlock right now took a little bit of damage. Does have his escape available.
Ooh, that was actually the ult procced by the Assassin, but you know, it didn't connect.
Yeah, so Jung Won-yoon takes a little bit of damage and gets into the aerial, forces out to interfere from, actually good damage onto GC Busan Blue, Yuntae-sun. He just tagged in, but had to take so much damage from Jung Won-yoon's Force Master. And right now, I think he's going to be looking to fight. Hopefully he wanted a better tag in than that, because he took a lot more damage than he wanted.
Well, he didn't only take the damage from Jung Won-yoon. The Sang-woo Kim came in, did the Lightning Rend. It was a 2v1, and the defensive interfere on GC Busan's side was very late, allowing them to do so much damage.
And Jung Won-yoon forcing a free tag.
That ult doing some damage. It didn't miss completely this time around.
So it got a bit parts of it, but Dan Choi now crucially out of health for what he has to be careful of, because not only him, but Yuntae-sun and Yoon Jae-jung on the side of GC Busan Blue, they're very crucially low on health. So they have to play this out very carefully, although he does have all of his escapes right now.
Dan Choi is holding a sword, but Sang-woo Kim is holding a fish. And I'm sure the fish hurts more than a sword.
We've beaten fish before, and they can be painful sometimes, and this is what they're feeling from GC Busan Blue. Dan Choi has to get something going for this team right now, because Idas is completely ahead in every department going forward right now.
Definitely. And Duggan Kang, the tag waster, or making the other team use tag, but he's taking so much damage.
This is exactly what he needs to get that damage onto Duggan Kang. Duggan Kang does have his escape available.
The KFM used the ult, and he probably got like one punch in, but he was, you know, CC, so he had to tag out right after that when the CC ran out.
So right now, Daeon Choi has most of his escapes back, so he can use that to his advantage. But Jung Won-yoon has been playing very consistently in this tag match, particularly. Whether he can continue that, he'll need to do that, because he gets onto the webbing, forces out the interfere come from GC Busan Blue. But right now, that's actually damage. It might have killed out Daeon Choi if he didn't tag out early enough, but does tag out in time onto Yuntae-sun. Does get him into the aerial onto Jung Won-yoon. Second aerial, will likely most expect the lightning draw. Gets some part of it.
Ooh, but he frees himself. This is what the Force Master does. Annoy your opponent by freezing yourself whenever you want to continue. And there's the ult.
What a waste of an ult.
Totally missed. Duggan Kang coming in.
Coming in for an irreactionary interfere from both sides right now, because Yuntae-sun on the Blazer, after missing that ult, he needs a little more damage. He does force out the tag onto Sang-woo Kim, now available for IDEVs. But wow, what a waste of an ult there.
Yeah, it was a waste, but you know, it's if it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit.
It's pull down.
Yeah. But here we go now. The 3-minute mark has passed 40 seconds ago. So right now, Yoon Jae-jung already used the interfere point that he got at the 3-minute point, as well as Duggan Kang.
Interfere coming in from both sides right now. Does freeze up Sang-woo Kim, but right now Yuntae-sun looking very good for what he is trying to do. Now Duggan Kang is back out on the KFM.
Alright, there we go. He is playing aggressive.
Well, now Yuntae-sun is out of all of his escape. It's going to be forced to tag out onto Dan Choi. Dan Choi did a good job for the first part, but it stealthed it out. So right now he has all of his escapes gone, and he did spec into something else. Seems like he only has 2 escapes.
There we go, the blue flower.
So that's something we usually don't see in tag matches, but he does decide to go with that.
Well, we usually only see it in tag matches. In singles, you never put that because you need that double escape. But during the tag, you could put it into...
the interfere actually taking good damage onto Dan Choi. Forces out the tag onto Jung Won-yoon, but right now on the lightning draw, Yuntae-sun gets very little from that. But Dan Choi, on the slimmest of health, he has to think about what he can do with this, because he is out of his tag points right now, so he can't tag out until the 1-minute mark is over, until he can get the force tag out. But the interfere will be available for everyone in the next 10 seconds.
Yep, and Jung Won-yoon actually having a tag point is more comfortable, because he could tag out if he's in a critical position. But it doesn't seem like it right now.
Jung Won-yoon forced to use his escape. No, he used his escape. That's why he tags out onto Sang-woo Kim.
No, not that. He just ulti but tagged out, and the ulti didn't proc.
Oh, he tagged out too early. He tagged out too early for the ult to not proc, but Daeon Choi is back out on the assassin. He does have all of his escapes. Still only has that 2 escapes, so he's procced into the same thing. So right now, Daeon Choi, last 35 seconds, damage chart will actually be very hard to predict. Although, you know, we saw IDES making a significant amount of damage onto GC Busan Blue as a whole. But GC Busan Blue has to make the best out of this last 25 seconds to put out as much damage as they can, because it doesn't seem like it's not gonna be a knockout for either team.
All right, this is gonna be the crucial moment when the force tag happens.
Oh,
but even before the force tag, he's taking so much damage and knocked out.
Daeon Choi is knocked out of the match, and right now going into the most likely going into the damage chart in the next 5 seconds. That play itself is gonna be very crucial towards IDES.
All right, there we go. The body's up. More damage before it goes down to the TKO.
It seems like IDES will win out this one, because I think it's just too much damage. Although they, you know, won out in damage in the early game also, but they crucial damage near the end. It's gonna be way ahead going in towards IDES. So IDES needed that win, and they do get it in the second tag match of the series. Now the series is back, so now they have all the marbles to fight for.
Yeah, definitely. You know, if IDEPS did win this, it would have been done, and you know, IDEPS would have taken that one of the 2 seeds for the grand finals. But you know, GC Busan Blue, the previous first place winners from season 1, ain't gonna let the, IDEPS won. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, okay. So I take it back. IDEPS is not gonna let the previous winner, you know, get another comfortable seed up there, pulling them down more and more, taking back the lead.
But you do have a point, you know, with the little error that you made, you do have a point, because GC Busan Blue, you know, although they are the champions of season 1, they have improved, and we really see that from all the matches that they're playing. But IDEPS, they're not going to let down very easily, and throughout this tag match, even starting from the early game, it's crucially near the end of the game as well, they put out enough damage to convince us that they are not behind GC Busan Blue one bit.
Definitely not. Oh gosh, but overall play right now, it was very pretty, I have to say, like with all the ults, and I would have loved to see Jung-Won Yoon's ice floor ult.
Yeah, but we saw that
he tagged out too early.
But you know, other than that play right here where Daeon Choi does die out, we saw that although, you know, we saw GC Busan Blue being behind in health points most of the time. I think both teams right now, they played out the tag tournament really nicely, and you know, it could have made all the changes near the end.
Yeah, and going down to a TKO, it just shows how evenly matched. Maybe I want to say that, you know,
it's true.
Yeah, it's very evenly matched. It's not because they played bad. They both played very well. You know, calculating their tag and interfere points. Even though GC Busan Blue used it up a little faster than compared to IDEPS, but you know, going down to a TKO is just very well played by both teams.
And of course, we see those crucial mistakes that can happen more familiarly in the tag matches because of all the players and the interferers involved. We can see more of those mistakes than the singles. But in the tag match we just saw, there wasn't any significant mistakes coming from both sides. So we have to congratulate them, you know, for playing very well, giving us a very good match to cast as well. But we're gonna go to the last match, set 7. No, GC Busan Blue, no matter how ahead they were, it doesn't matter because this last match will decide it all. And set 7 will be the decider match, getting to confirm the first seed of Season 2 blade&soul Korea. Let's see whether IDEPS or GC Busan Blue will take that first seed. Let's get on with the last match. And as ahead as they were, GC Busan Blue and IDEPS are now even at 4-4, and it is all for the marbles, and everything is on the line because that first seed compared to the second and third seed, it is an immense amount of difference.
All right, the assassin Sang Kim is sticking next to Yoon Jae-jung, making him nervous, forcing that defensive interfere on GC Busan Blue already.
So Yoon Jae-jung still taking damage regardless of the defensive interfere that came through. But he does save his escape, hopefully to use that later in a more crucial moment.
Yeah, it became a reactionary 2-on-2 eventually, but you know, look at this. Look at the health bar. Sang Kim took no damage. Yoon Jae-jung took so much damage. It's not a good trade.
So Sang Kim looking very comfortable, but Yunjijong, of course, looking for the opportunity as a Warlock does, but another interfere coming in from both sides, trying to make something of it, but no significant damage coming out on both sides. But escape is forced out on Sound Kim, so that's going to be an advantage going towards Yunjijong.
Yeah, as of now, the tag and interfere points are even. However, the health bar is definitely not even right now.
Yeah, it's definitely not true. And Sound Kim on the Assassin will be looking to do some work, but
please tell me they're not going to wall hug for the next 10 seconds until they get their
30 seconds is what they have available before they are forced tagged down, and what the players have on their minds is something that we'll never know. But considering the situation right here, they both have their escapes back, so it is formidable that they will go aggressively towards both sides. Yunjijong, he needs that one chance as a Warlock, just that one crucial CC that will get him the formidable dynamic damage that a Warlock can put out.
Alright, the Warlock actually does put out some damage.
This might be it, and
the defensive interfere does come in, but he is unable to stop. He did take all the damage from that double knockup.
So in the end, Yunjijong trading out some damage before they are both force tagged out. No damage coming in from the chase from both sides, but does get him into the area onto Duggan Kang, and Daeyeon Choi is going to be looking to do some damage on the Poison Breath, forces out the interfere, and the Bombard does get significant damage on him, and Duggan Kang is significantly behind as soon as he comes in.
Daeyeon Choi, usually he would have waited a little bit after the webbing, but you know, this is a tag and the defensive interfere comes in. So before that came in, he just went all out and does as much damage as he can on Duggan Kang and more damage.
He has no escape. He uses a second wind, but doesn't matter. He goes in aggressively and forces out Sound Kim to be tagged in for IDEPS. And what a play by Daeyeon Choi.
Yeah, Daeyeon Choi is definitely showing us that he is better in the Assassin compared to the Soul Fighter last year. But I feel so much better for Daeyeon Choi going back on his main as an Assassin, showing us that he is a formidable.
And those bombards are connecting every time he uses it. And Daeyeon Choi using good plays that he has available. Now he has all of his escapes, so he can be even more free to put out more damage.
Yeah, I'm so happy to see the Bombard more frequently used now, because last year, Youngwon Che was the only one who used it. This time around, everybody's using it, and it's doing a lot of damage.
Daeyeon Choi forcing out another tag, and as last match as it is crucial as they can, as much tag points as they can save, but Daeyeon Choi literally hard carrying GC Booster Blue because he's going to be force tagged. Another Bombard connecting, but Daeyeon Choi will be force tagged out in 5 seconds, but the best use of his time that he had available and the free tag that he will be having going to his teammate, which will be now. And Yuntae-san does come out of the blade. There's no chase coming in from
the chase did happen, forcing Yuntae-san to use his tap escape right away. So good play on Jung Ho-yoon right now. And Jung Ho-yoon does have the advantage of the tab escape. So soon or later, Jung Ho-yoon is definitely going to make his move first on Yuntae-san.
And if you see on both sides right now, you can see that GC Busan Blue has all of their tag points available with the interfere coming in from both sides, trying to do some damage onto Jung Ho-yoon. Gets a little bit, but not too much. Does force out the escape on Jung Ho-yoon. So with the 45 seconds that he has, Yuntae-san will be using that 23. Oh, but he's force tagged out onto Duggan Kang. So Duggan Kang is back on the KFM. Not much health to work with, but he has to do some work because, you know, right now GC Busan Blue with the attack point advantage available, they're so much ahead, and IDEPS has to do something to get them back.
Yep, there we go. Duggan Kang playing it aggressive, going very close to him, but he gets in the aerial.
Defensive interfere has to be forced out of IDEPS because right now Yuntae-san, if he got that full combo, but he actually forces out of Daeyeon Choi. Tagged in on the Assassin. Daeyeon Choi did a significant, and he does get a little bit of damage off the Bombard once again, forcing another tag onto Jung Ho-yoon. Daeyeon Choi, the ult missed out from Jung Ho-yoon, but Daeyeon Choi doing significant amount of work for GC Busan. They're going to thank him later for this.
Yeah, but it was crucial that he came out. Oh my gosh, that was close. Yunjijong almost ultied him. But of course, Warlock ultis never connect.
They never seem to connect, so one of the hardest ults to connect.
Yeah.
But right now, Daeyeon Choi on the stealth, he does come out of it, where Sound Kim is taking the damage from Daeyeon Choi. Wow, Daeyeon Choi doing everything right for GC Busan Blue right now. You see, on the two other teammates that GC Busan Blue have, they are on full health with 2 and 1 tag points respectively. GC Busan Blue is going to be happy with the advantage that they have, because right now, if it keeps going like this, GC Busan Blue will be the first seed.
Alright, Sang Kim does get that body swap into the aerial, forcing another interfere point on GC Busan Blue. So they're both playing very well right now, but GC Busan Blue has so many more tag points compared to IDEPS right now. So as time goes on, when IDEPS runs out of tag points, it's gonna be
interfere.
It's gonna be very, very crucial.
Wonder what that interfere was all about. Got nothing out of that 5 seconds that he did come for the interfere, but Daeyoung Choi does go on the stun, forcing him to use the escape. But Daeyoung Choi, he's going to be force tagged out because right now Yoon Jung on the Warlock is actually chased into the air, and Sound Kim is going to have to use his advantage that he has to put out some damage to get his team a little bit back on track. But Yoon Jung not taking too much damage, only used to force out the escape.
It was very good play on Daeyoung Choi because he had 3 seconds left for the force tag, but he didn't want to get chased.
Right.
So he used his tag point to tag out instead. And Yoon Jung is actually doing some damage right now.
But we saw that Daeyoung Choi didn't have his escape available. So with the 3 seconds that he had, he could have saved it up, but he didn't want to take the risk of being a man down by taking out the full combo. But good job from Daeyoung Choi, who does come back out on the assassin. This guy, you know, he's been doing everything right for this particular tag match, and this is going to be proved to be worthy for the side of GC Busan Blue right now.
Yeah, Sang Kim is going to be force tagged out, and Daeyoung Choi doesn't seem like he wants to chase that force tag. Usually you'll just get close slowly, you know, making the opponent uneasy, but it's not going to happen. And the 3-minute mark passes, everybody gets 1 interfere point back.
Oh, actually uses Daeyoung Choi, tries to go aggressive whenever he sees the opportunity, and he does force out the escape once again from Duggan Kang, who will be out on escape. The second win will be out for another 20 seconds or so, and Daeyoung Choi, he's just looking for his opportunity because right now the interfere comes in, tries to get something going, but a reactionary interfere coming in from GC Busan Blue as well.
They definitely want to trade some interfere points.
Actually get more damage on Duggan Kang. So Yoon Tae-sun does tag back in. They're using these tag points, tries to get an advantage onto both sides, but right now, with the tag advantage that they have on the GC Busan Blue side, Yoon Tae-sun is going to be trying to knock out Duggan Kang. If he can get an aerial up in the air, that's going to be all he needs to get enough damage onto Duggan Kang. But actually, KFM forcing out the interfere, coming in from the assassin Daeyoung Choi, does come out, but actually gets good damage on the Duggan Kang, who does heal back for some of it, but Yoon Tae-sun taking damage in exchange.
Oh, he
that
gets
is
knocked
enough
out.
damage to take out Yoon Tae-sun in an instant. And Daeyoung Choi is back out on the assassin right now for GC Busan Blue. Now, GC Busan Blue is 1 man behind.
Yoon Tae-sun having that 1 tag point. I know he was out there. He was saying, you know, we have more tag points than you. We can tag out when we're in danger. Whereas IDEPS, they have to wait for the force tag and try to stay alive. But you know, it backfired, and Yoon Tae-sun was just finished off.
Oh, but this might be the counter to the death of Yoon Tae-sun, because right now...
Not Yoon Tae-sun, Duggan Kang, and he does have his escape, so it won't matter too much. And Duggan Kang does have 2 interfere points, but he is unable to tag in, interfere in, because he's going to die if he comes in for that interfere.
So thankfully, the timer on that force tag was just enough to get Duggan Kang out of the match before he died. So Sound Kim right now back out on the assassin, and Daeyoung Choi, he's going to have to make some plays right now. We saw that, you know, being uneasy and being too comfortable is not the way to play this game, because right now interfere coming in from both sides, reactionary. Will this be enough? But right now, Daeyoung Choi taking some damage, but not enough as they would want. But Sound Kim taking some damage in exchange. Oh, actually forced out the tag on Duggan Kang. Always on the slimmest of hell, but it gets him into the aerial. Hopefully we can get something out of this, taking continuous amount of damage, but Daeyoung Choi needs just 1 crucial play to knock out Duggan Kang right here. Actually, Daeyoung Choi taking more damage than he wants.
Duggan Kang taking some damage, so little health, and he gets knocked out.
Into Duggan Kang. Duggan Kang eventually does get knocked out. I wonder if that tag was a good idea.
Oh my gosh!
Actually, that damage on the Jumbo Yoon on the fourth master.
That infernal damage is crazy.
Now we have no idea what the damage chart is going to look like, because right now, as ahead as they were, GC Busan Blue is 2 man behind.
This item's going to be going up.
Oh, this is over on going to the damage chart for sure. And the TKO will be coming in for either side, but we have no idea.
No, we have an idea. IDEPS is going to win. Because of that burst damage at the end, knocking out 2 players. It has to be enough.
That's going to be GC Busan Blue. I told you. That is what I've been telling you. Because as much as wanted to argue with you, but you have to say GC Busan Blue had so much damage going in for the early game, and that was enough to not even it out there on the scoreline on the damage chart that IDEPS actually did really well to put out in the late game. But
I blame Jong Yoon.
Hey, but you know what we're saying? No, we were talking about inches, and we were talking about the last few seconds deciding the game for this yesterday's semifinals and also for today's matches. This was the only time that it backfired on us.
Yeah, and I blame Jung Won-yoon because as a Force Master, even though he did put out a lot of damage knocking out, helping his team knock out the opponent, but the reason I blame Jung Won-yoon is because as a Force Master, he heals so much when he goes to the Frost Armor and he gets hit. So basically, him staying at full health could have mean truthfully that he could have died out like twice, like regarding damage.
Sure,
but he always heals back up with the Frost Armor, so it always confuses me, and I'm sorry I was wrong, but that was crazy because GC Busan Blue at the end, having only one player alive, they still won in TKO.
Hey, but you know, we forgive you on that ending because right now, both teams played a very well-played match. Because right now, we see in the early game, GC Busan Blue had all the advantage in the world going into the mid to the late game. And you see right here, Duncan Kang was almost knocked out if it wasn't for that forced tag timer. Man, this was going one-sided for both ways, but near the end, we see right here, this one was already knocked out, and we see here, soon enough, we're going to see Jung Won-yoon knocking out Dae Choi in an instant. And this is it right here. Duncan Kang is one knocked out right here, but soon after this, Dae Choi is knocked out as
Here we
well.
go,
This is
Inferno.
where it is
Oh
right
my god,
here.
the damage is just insane.
So to be fair,
see right now, look at him going back to full health, Jung Won-yoon.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he healed up so much that basically, if he didn't have that much heals, he probably would have already been dead before. So that is why GC Busan Blue, even though two players were dead, was able to win with the slight advantage of damage.
It was about 5,000, and you see Junohan, the eyebrow, the famous man we all know, you know, really feeling good for his sister team that had won out this time around and gets the first seed.
So they have another chance of getting that first place.
Hey, you know, it can happen again because I think they fully deserve it because GC Busan Blue has shown no weakness starting from day one, and they have continued to press. And as strong as IDEPS looked for this entire tournament, they did look like a weaker team against GC Busan Blue this time around. And I think I can congratulate, you know, everything to GC Busan Blue because I think they totally deserve getting into that first seed, just patiently waiting it out for the finals match.
Yeah, it just seems as if GC Busan Blue is, you know, practicing and giving it all they've got for this finals.
And of course, you know, we're gonna go to a short break. We're gonna come back with the losers match. As bad as it sounds, they are very formidable teams that we're gonna be seeing for the next match, but we're gonna go to a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back everyone to 2017 Blade&Soul Korea Season 2. We are back for the last match of the semifinals, and this will be the last match before we head on to the grand finals.
Yep.
Right now, we saw the winners match, and we saw that IDEPS didn't have enough to pull out a win against GC Busan Blue. Now they will be considered the second seed heading into the finals, but we're gonna have to decide who the third seed will be between the losers match. We say the losers.
No, what
match,
do you mean second seed for the finals? They're not. The first seed has been taken by GC Busan Blue.
No, I mean like second seed and third seed will be facing out next week.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's what I meant by that. So you know, we have to find out who the opponent of that second place will be.
So we don't know who's in the grand finals yet.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but one thing we do know is GC Busan Blue did make it to the finals on the first place. But we have to find out in this losers match. I really don't like saying losers match because of how good these teams are. How good these teams are. Because right now, although they do lose out in the semifinals on the first day, they are playing very well, and Coup d'etat and Team Unknown are no teams to be looked down upon, and those two teams will be facing out right now in this upcoming match. But we have to see in this best of 7 whether Coup d'etat or Unknown, this new team, once they faced out last time in the quarterfinals, Unknown beat out Coup d'etat.
No, they didn't.
What are you talking about?
Look, they didn't. Maybe they beat them in the preliminaries, but starting the group finals, they have not versed coup d'etat yet.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I was confused.
You were
for-
confused with GC Busan Blue.
Yeah, GC Busan Blue,
'Cause
yes.
There were,
Oh, yes.
there were also another strong team that, to be honest, personally, I thought they would have made it up here.
Yeah.
But when Unknown beat them, that was also a big, twist into this season right now.
Oh yes, I was talking
Yeah.
about the GC Busan Buzz. Sorry for the mistake, but Unknown.
But I understand because GC Busan Blue Red is a formidable team as
Yes.
well as Blue. So when Unknown beat those teams, that was a big deal.
So GC Busan Blue confirmed as the first place. They didn't get to beat out GC Busan Blue when they first faced them in the quarterfinals,
Yeah.
but they're going to be having a chance against Coup d'etat, who, considering their name values and considering the talent level that these guys have, they haven't impressed in this tournament one bit, and they have always underperformed considering all the expectation that we have for these guys. But right now, Coup d'etat will get one more chance to impress us, at least be on the level that we expect them from.
Yep. And we just got to see coup d'etat's pictures, and I wanted to mention it, but unfortunately you were talking, and during the pictures, if you remember, I love looking at Shin Kyung's picture. He has his chin up like all the way, and he's like, yes, I'm the two-time world champion winner.
So he doesn't lack any confidence in the picture, but
I love that.
But that confidence has to really show in the play,
Oh,
which they
man.
really haven't showed up to what
That
we
is
expect.
very true.
So we have to see whether Team Unknown can get another surprise win to get them into the 3rd seed going into the finals week. That will be happening next week. But the first match will be the singles, and it will be Youngwon Chae on the Assassin facing up against Hyeogu Kwon on the Blade Dancer. And we have to see the first statement will be made by either team right now on the first match. And Team Unknown really wants to make a first step forward against Coup d'etat because they know, even considering all the results they had throughout this tournament, they know they have a good chance against Coup d'etat.
Yeah, and Hyeogu Kwon making a couple mistakes, not playing up to par as his name and what his records show on paper. Even yesterday, making so many mistakes. Let's see how well he does, or let's see how prepared he is today against Team Unknown.
And team preparation was the biggest thing missing
Yeah.
from Coup d'etat in recent times, and they have confessed that they had realized their lack of preparation. They really wanted to practice a lot more this time around, so they did put in some work on practice, and whether that really pays off against Team Unknown, we have to find out. And the first match will give us a good glimpse of whether they did pay off.
Yep, and Hyeogu Kwon is on the Blade Dancer as we saw again. But, maybe it's time for him to go back to his Destroyer, because yes, he is good with the Blade Dancer, but he is also good with the Destroyer as well. And yesterday, staying on the Blade Dancer, he made crucial mistakes, and maybe that is why. But now the music has changed, and the first set of Team Unknown versus Coup d'etat, let's get it all.
And the first match between Team Unknown and Coup d'etat does get underway with Youngwon Chae on the Assassin versus Blade Dancer Hyeogu Kwon for Coup d'etat. And Coup d'etat needing to make a statement because they haven't made such statements since the beginning of this tournament. They need to make it now.
All right, Youngwon Chae tags him. Ooh, knockdown back roll chase. Successful by Youngwon Chae with the body swap. Bumbar with the bad breath into the webbing.
So right now, Hyeogu Kwon taking the damage from Youngwon Chae, who does a good job of forcing out the escape from Hyeogu Kwon and also putting good amount of damage, which he does get some of it back through his health.
Yep, he does heal up a little, but he gets knocked out again with the Shadow Slash with
Oh,
the
the bombard!
and the close shave to buy some time.
So Youngwon Chae,
continual
along with that
bombard!
bombard, and gets him into the area. This is actually a good combo coming in for Youngwon Chae, because right now he's been putting all the damage onto Hyeogu Kwon without taking the damage himself. He has all of his escapes available, so he's in a huge advantage right now going forward.
Yep, definitely has the advantage. Hyeogu Kwon does get his escape back, but the health bar is not looking good for him.
And Youngwon
Another
Chae,
knockdown.
Oh my goodness, and Youngwon Chae putting out the damage with the continuous bombard, really connecting for all the assassins today. We saw, bombard is one of those skills that we see not connecting as much, but we saw the Bombards really helping out the sides who use the best of it right now.
It's not even about the connections or the landings. Youngwon Che last year, when he first brought out the Bombard, this Youngwon Che right now on field, he was the one who started this trend.
Oh my
and look
God!
at that!
Kyagu Kwon has no answer for it. He has taken
No answer.
no answer because Youngwon Che has taken 0 damage from the beginning of this match, only using the escape to, you know, get out of it. But Youngwon Che making a statement for Team Unknown, and most likely, unless something crazy happened, Kyagu Kwon is looking behind psychologically and
Another
right now,
Shadow Slash connecting.
and another Bombard
Oh,
trying to get it to work, but he does go on the stealth and tries to make something of it. Kyagu Kwon doesn't have the escape, so this is a chance for Youngwon Che to make his move and finish out the game.
There we go. This is the finish.
And this might be it, and a very
Clean.
clean and easy win is something that we didn't expect to say from a Team Unknown player against a coup d'etat player, especially against someone as, you know, popular as Kyagu Kwon is.
And, you know, as you mentioned many times before, you know, coup d'etat being a formidable player on a team, they have been underperforming right now, and that is continuing today. And during the match, we were saying Kyagu Kwon had no answer, and us repeating that just made me think of the Korean word "no-dap."
And it's true, you know, no dap means
No
no,
dap.
answer.
Yeah,
It
in
means
Korean.
like you have no answer to solve the problem that you have, and that seems like the coup d'etat's case right now,
Yeah,
because
literally.
no matter how base talents is such high in the rankings, it really doesn't matter when you don't work hard enough to improve on yourself and to really perform on stage. And all these other teams who are working extremely hard to improve themselves and really make a statement towards these other strong teams, it's really deservedly getting these wins that gets them higher into this tournament.
Yeah, and that Assassin Poison Breath, the bad breath, man, that does a lot of damage too.
And I think coup d'etat really needs to do something else, because right now, with the way they're performing, with the finesse that they are not showing that we usually expect from these guys, if you don't work hard enough, you don't deserve to be in the finals. I think that's the statement that we need to make right here. And coup d'etat, no matter how good you guys are, you have to do what it takes to get to the next round. And they got to the semifinals now, but Aaron Kim, one of the most exciting players that we've seen from this tournament, will be back on in this usual destroy, trying to take out one of the best players in the world, formidably the Shingyang Kim on the Assassin.
Yeah, and you missed out. Aaron Kim, he was laughing because he saw Shingyang Kim on the Assassin.
When's the last time we saw Shingyang Kim on the Assassin?
I don't even remember. I've seen Shingyang Kim's Blade Dancer, Soul Fighter, Warlock, and I'm not sure if I saw his Destroyer yet, but the Assassin?
So we saw...
Last season, similar thing happened with Gumsong Hwang, who is a Soul Fighter slash Warlock player.
He brought up the Soul Fighter.
No. He's originally a Soul Fighter and a Warlock player, but he also brought up the Assassin last season. So this is like kind of like Deja Vu, but with Shingyang Kim, and the music has changed.
The Deja Vu is something we have to be considerate of, because right now coup d'etat needs a win back against Team Unknown. Whether they can do it with Shingyang Kim on the Assassin, we'll have to find out. Let's get this match underway. And whether these assassin pocket picks is now the trend, we have to find out, because we saw Yun Tae-son on the GC Busan Blue side do that surprisingly, but Shingyang Kim is even more of a surprise because we haven't seen him on the assassin for as long as I remember.
Yeah, and the body saw connects. He puts down the Ice Mine but doesn't pop it.
And the
Ember Stomp with to the grab.
Oh my goodness, Aaron Kim showing work to Shingyang Kim, although not taking too much of damage. Be just spinning around.
Pulls him in, forcing Shingyang Kim to use all his escapes. Already, Aaron Kim has both his escapes right now. But into the aerial. All right, he's going to web. There we go.
But as a destroyer, he's not going to take too much damage off of that. Shingyang Kim is not looking for, especially that, he's going to look for more than that to get him ahead. But right now, all of his escapes are gone except the back roll, which doesn't serve too much of a purpose when she actually stunned up. So Aaron Kim on the unknown. Right now, he has one of his second win is out of his play right now, but Aaron Kim, he's trying to do work on Shingyang Kim, but I think both players are really looking for the opportunity, the key opportunity to go in.
No, they're just waiting. They're wall hogging. They're waiting for their cooldowns.
Oh,
Yeah.
showing off
Usually
their moves.
Shingen Kim wouldn't do this, but him being on the assassin puts down the flower. All right, here we go. The flower is down, which means action time.
Shingen Kim goes in with his escape available, whereas Aaron Kim doesn't have his for the next 2 seconds.
High wire cord.
Shingen
Is
Kim
it gonna be a pull or a knockdown? The knockdown happens.
But Aaron Kim does have his escape back, but it's not good enough because he takes a lot of damage from Shingen Kim.
Oh, another body swap into the fog, into the aerial.
Actually get into the webbing, and Shingen Kim
Ice
looking
Mine.
good on the assassin. Whether that Ice Mine will connect, it will very much connect. And Shingen Kim back to nearly full health with all of his escapes available. Aaron Kim does have his escape, but a lot of health down will be a disadvantage going forward for Aaron Kim.
All right, so basically, when you're versing an assassin, you definitely don't want to go to a TKO, but you also don't want to let the assassins do the damage, so you get knocked down. The Typhoon knocks him back.
The assassin on the Shingen Kim doing
the back row chase.
Actually gets a good escape out of Shingen
Pulls
Kim.
him
So
in.
Aaron Kim, this is his chance with the escape that he has available. Judgment clean combination is what he's trying to do. Oh, it actually continued there. Shingen Kim can't get out of it because he doesn't have that escape available. Whether Aaron Kim can put up more damage from this, he does stop right here.
Shingen Kim does not have the flower down, so he wasn't able to escape, even though he had a secondary escape.
Yeah, so Aaron Kim making the good use out of it, knowing the lack of escape, puts him down on the ground. Aren Kim with the lack of escape, but still
actually breath doing tons of damage.
Oh, actually counter damage coming from Shingen Kim is good enough to get this HP even. Right now, Aaron Kim has escape where Shingen Kim doesn't. So right now, Aaron Kim with the slimmest of health that he has and the aggressive playstyle we know from him, he's going to be looking to do work to put us down because right now, he does force out the escape on Aaron Kim. So right now, Shingen Kim to finish him off. And Aaron Kim on the Destroyer gives his teammate a high five and gets a first win. Another win for singles onto Shingen Kim on the Assassin.
Just looking at the classes, the assassin has a slight advantage against the destroyer, but you know the pilots matter. Who is controlling?
Right.
You know who is playing right now, and Shingen Kim and the assassin. Yeah, he played well. He did a lot of damage, but in the end, you lost.
And look at Aaron Kim, so calm, regardless of how close that game could have been. This guy is all about finesse, and that's what he has had, regardless of how disadvantageous he was. Look at him. He's taking counter damage from Shingen Kim from that poison breath. But you see in the replay, in the near end, that Judgment Clean combo does considerable amount of damage. Going to continue on with actually more damage onto the grab. But right now, Aaron Kim is impressing from every game that we see him play. Does beat out Shingen Kim this time around on the Assassin.
Ooh, the ram. Well, the Aaron Kim did take Shingen Kim out of stealth with the pull, and that is crucial for an assassin. Like, you don't want to be taken out of stealth. You want to get out of stealth when you're feeling comfortable, not get taken out by the opponent forcefully. That is when you get nervous. That is when your mental breaks down. And that happening to Shingen Kim probably was like, oh my god, I wasn't ready.
And you also mentioned the lack of the flower use of Shingen Kim when he did have the opportunity to use that flower because it was available. He just didn't use it.
He didn't have it down, so he was unable to use it.
So he didn't have it properly down, so he could make the best out of it. So, you know, a lack of knowledge of this game kind of showed for Shingen Kim, but hopefully he doesn't bring it out again for this tag match because we will be going into our first tag match of the series between Unknown and Coup d'etat. And surprisingly, maybe we don't have to call it a surprise anymore because Team Unknown, as good as they played, is rightfully up 2-0 against Coup d'etat. And they're going to be looking to extend this lead even further into this tag match coming up very soon. Let's see who gets the win on this one.
Yeah, and Coup d'etat, Shingen Kim, I don't know, yesterday with the Soul Fighter, he lost one and he won one. Yeah, that we can give it to him. But Shingen Kim coming out with the Assassin, giving Coup d'etat another loss, making it 2-1. Yes, even if they win this tag, it'll even up. But the momentum, the feels, the mental is very important in this game because it's such a fast-paced game. You want to have the adrenaline, you want to have the confidence so you don't make the mistakes.
Hey, I didn't ask Shingen Kim about, you know, why he brought out the Soul Fighter yesterday, and of course why he brought out the Assassin today, but a lot of mind games might be going his way, but we'll have to find out about that later because right now we're going to be going into the tag match between Team Unknown and Coup d'etat. Team Unknown is currently 2-0 up. Whether they can extend that lead, we'll have to find out in this tag match coming right up. And here we go for the tag match between Team Unknown and Coup d'etat, and Team Unknown is 2-0 up. So if they win this tag match right
What is
here,
happening right now? Young-Che drops his assassin and brings out the Warlock. This is also the first time ever.
Oh, actually, Young-Che is on the Warlock, as you say. That is going to be a surprise, but Warlock is considered to be essential in every tag match, and Young-Che realized that, and he pulls out the pocket pick for us.
You know, I don't know about this. Team Unknown did very well with just their composition, playing what they're comfortable with. But changing to Warlock, we'll have to see at the end of this match to see, you know, if it was worth it.
And because yesterday, you know, we saw them in the tag match, they did lose out against items, and that was one of the things that I'm sure they had in mind moving forward, because, you know, they didn't have the Warlock yesterday in that time, and perhaps they felt like from yesterday's result that they might have needed, so that they're trying it out. Perhaps Young-Che has some experience on that.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm pretty sure all these players, they have experience to a certain amount. It's just, you know, what you're comfortable with and what you just played a little bit to have experience for the tournament is totally different.
Oh, and of course, but Jung.
Yeah.
And Jung Woo-seo right now putting good damage on the Hyungi Kim on the assassin. He has all of his escapes out, whereas Jung Woo-seo only has a second wind out. So right now, Jung Woo-seo, with the HP advantage that he has, he should look for the initiate. On the initiate, but actually interfere coming in from Aaron Kim. Defensive interfere coming in from Aaron Kim. A reactionary one.
Hyungi Kim taking so much damage.
And Aaron Kim, we saw in yesterday's match that, you know, his interfere is not just about being defensive or a reactionary. He's putting out damage with his interfere. So whether he can do that again will be crucial once again for this tag match coming up.
Yeah, just remember yesterday, even though Unknown lost, Aaron Kim played spectacularly.
He played
so
wonderful.
If the other two plays up to par and Aaron Kim does the same thing, they might even have a chance to just win it out.
And Young-Che on the Warlock with Shingen Kim on the Warlock as well. It's going to be a Warlock mirror match. The Young-Che probably the less experienced of the Warlocks of the two, and does have all of his escapes out right now for the next 8 seconds or so. So right now, Young-Che on the Warlock, he has to show that he is formidable on this class, because he's up against Shingen Kim, who's one of the better Warlocks out there.
Not one of them. He's probably the best Warlock.
Hey, not by this tournament, of course.
No, come on, look at look at that. Like, as a single player, Shingen Kim is the best in the world.
And we saw that Young-Che didn't take that trade out as he wanted. He's forcibly tagged out on the Warlock now.
Shingen Kim heard you.
Hey, Shingen Kim heard me.
Hey, Joey, you're wrong.
Hey, you know, I was actually, I missed that burst of damage, and I was looking into her. She was trying to convince you that they're trying to probably even, but I was proved wrong in that instant when Shingen Kim put out the burst damage without me realizing it. Now he is asleep. Jung Woo-seo on the Blade Dancer, but does get back up without any chase coming up. Does get the interfere just in case an attack came through. But Hyogo Kwon right now on the Blade Dancer. It's a Blade Dancer mirror match once again.
Yep, the Blade, Jung Woo-seo uses time escape. Young-Che comes in, uses time distortion, gives Jung Woo-seo his escape back, so making it even again.
So in the next 4 seconds, Hyogo Kwon will also have his second win back, which he does now. So right now, pretty even in health and also pretty even in escapes. I think both players with the Blade Dancer, we all know that they're all looking for the crucial opportunity. Gets him into the first aerial, probably getting into the second aerial. The lightning draw doesn't get him into the second aerial, but it gets him into the lightning draw, which does take some damage, which was probably a surprise play for Jung Woo-seo.
Definitely. He probably did that to, you know, because the second aerial is when the interfere comes in, the defensive interfere, but him just laying it down without the second, that could have been definitely a mind game play.
Definitely a mind game play by Hyogo Kwon. Did take some damage with the lightning draw, which he did a good job with. But still, all of the escapes available for both sides, and Jung Woo-seo will be out in 10 seconds on a forced tag, whereas Hyogo Kwon will be out in 20 seconds.
Yeah, and Hyogo Kwon is going to get his lightning draw back again. So if he does connect,
so Jung Woo-seo
chase.
Trying to put some distance before he is forced tagged out, but actually that's not enough distance.
Okay, the chase works, and Aaron is forced to use his escape.
He's going to get the chase, and also onto Hyungi Kim as well.
Yeah, they're both, you know, just trading. Trading chases.
They're really doing a good job on both sides and closing down the distance when the force tag is formidably gotta be happening. But Aaron Kim getting the good trade out of there. They're both out of the second win, but Aaron Kim has significantly amount more HP that he can work with.
Like what just happened with the chase and the counter chase is like when you're playing tag and you have one of those friends. He's like, hey, you're it, and then he just goes right back. He's like, you're it. We're going back and forth, and that is what just happened.
Because it was only a 10-second difference between the force tags. They knew that they can close out the distance. They had enough time to do that. And both sides did a good job of closing down the distance for the relatively easier chase.
Yeah. And right now, everybody does get the
the
ult.
ultimate.
He uses the ultimate, but you know the destroyer ult isn't
One of
really-
those is one of those.
It's
one of those hard to hit ultimates, just like the Warlock ult. But you know, Aaron Kim tries it. Probably not expecting that he would hit the full stack of it, but Aaron Kim gets some damage off of him. But Hyungi Kim equally amount down, also in HP.
Oh,
but
gets
Hyungi
pulled
Kim-
in. The back row chase happens, forcing Younger Kim to use his Lotus of escape.
Yes, but Hyungi Kim does have his second win still available. Forces out the
There we
interfere
go.
off of Youngwon Che. Doesn't get anything from it really, but Aaron Kim healing himself back up with the Ember Stomp.
With the stone shield, he's coming.
Assassin still, Hyungi Kim still on the stealth mode.
Yep,
Looking
Aaron
for his
Kim is going to be
opportunity.
tagged out in 8 seconds.
Oh.
Hyungo Kim in 10 seconds.
And this is one of those opportunities where a counter
uses
chase
his
can
ult.
work it. And this is
Alright, there.
Aaron Kim will be out. Oh, he doesn't give him distance. This is looking bad if he can get the chase going.
That is good. He
Actually
lands that stun
offensive.
before he gets force tagged
What
out.
a play by Jungwon Seo. He was actually in a very close distance where he could have easily been chased.
No, it was what a play by Aaron Kim. Right 1 second before he got force tagged out, he stuns. So that
that's
force
why.
tagging in, Jung Seo cannot get chased.
So Aaron
that
Kim
was
had,
very good
Aaron
play.
Kim had a reason for why he
Yes.
kept such a close distance
Yes.
before he was force tagged out. I initially thought that would have been a bad play, which we saw yesterday
Yeah.
to
And
be
the
crucial.
ult.
And the Blade Dancer ult actually hitting a little bit, but not taking too much damage. I'm telling you, the Blade Dancer ult is visibly very misleading because it seems like it hit the full stack, but the HP bar doesn't tell us so. But you know,
Exactly.
we'll get the better part of this more we cast this. But you know, Blade Dancer ult are exciting to look at. But Hyungi Kim on the assassin against Youngwon Che on the Warlock. But right now, both of it escapes available to both sides. But if you see here, Youngwon Che has has no interfere points that he can use. Regarding interfere points, only Aaron Kim has the 2 attack points right now, but right now both of the sides really lacking the attack points that they can use.
Yep, the 3-minute mark has passed and everybody did just get 1 interfere point back. And Youngwon Che having that 1 tag point left is able to stay on the field because he could tag out whenever he wants.
Youngwon Che trying to put the damage onto Hyungi Kim, doesn't get too much out of it.
Alright, the defensive interfere comes in because Youngwon Che is out of tab escapes and he got CC'd.
No reactionary interfere,
Oh!
now coming in for the reactionary interfere. But right now, Hyungi Kim taking some damage out of it into the aerial. Youngwon Che taking more damage probably than what he wanted. Onto the
out.
second area,
There we
he has
go.
to tag out because he was out of his health, and that would have been crucial if he stays longer. Aaron Kim showing good performance so far. He has to continue on with this to give his side a 2-point advantage once again.
Alright, the 2 spinners came
Okay,
in.
the aerial. Aaron Kim does
In
go
the
over to the
area.
area with the interfere, offensive interfere, trying to put some damage
another one with the
onto
Warlock,
it.
and the Warlock ult is, of course,
Oh.
not going to connect.
But Aaron Kim
Jeez.
taking some damage and also has his escape forced
Lightning
out.
Claw.
So right now, Jungwon Seo on the Blade Tester coming and trying to help out his teammate, but Hyungo having none of it. He saves all of his escapes and HP is still nearly full. So Hyungo did a good job of defending that interfere.
Yeah, right now it seems so good because the 2 players benched on Kudeta have 2 interferes each. So it makes sense that they're on bench and they could interfere in whenever they want.
And at this stage, the last 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Wow,
That is the full stack!
Double!
That is the full
Double
stack!
kill!
Blade Dancer ultimate knocking out 2!
Wow!
2 players at the same time. What a turnaround for Kudeta.
All the mistakes Hyungo just
Oh
made.
my
He just
goodness.
redeems himself with a double kill with the ult.
Best Blade Dancer ultimate we've seen this tournament. We have never seen a double knockdown with the full stack Blade Dancer ultimate, but we saw it here from Hyungo, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
But right now, that one
Wow.
hit got Kudeta extremely ahead.
That's it.
Even if it goes to the damage rate, it's pretty much over right now.
Yeah, because Aaron Kim dying and then Jung Ho-seo next in line comes in and just continuous damage with the ult killing both of them.
And of course for Team Unknown, Youngwon Che, you didn't want him to be the last person standing, and it is over. What a turnaround for Team Kudeta. I don't think he's even in belief for what exactly had happened. That is a very good play, but also lucky play to be fair.
Yeah.
What do you say
my
to that?
gosh. No, it was good. It was good.
Oh, my
gosh.
word, we're so shell-shocked of exactly what had happened
my
with that.
boy. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah,
Oh,
but
my
oh my
goodness.
gosh. If like 1 or 2 of these plays come out, my voice is gonna be gone. But yeah, that was I don't know if it was luck, but it was definitely the timing. to use that Blade Dancer ult because what happened
time.
was he killed off Aaron Kim.
Yes.
And then the one next in line, Jung Woo-seo, has to come in when, you know, the person on field dies. So Jung Woo-seo was next in line. So Aaron Kim dies with the ult, but the ult was still proccing. And when Aaron Kim died, Jung Woo-seo was force tagged in place of Aaron because he died. And Jung Woo-seo comes in and just continuously took damage from that ult. And I'm pretty sure the replay is going to show that.
Hey, Andy, but just considering all the single plays that we saw throughout this tournament, I think that has to be the play of the season.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think if any of you guys watching from Twitch chat, if you guys can clip that and just share the link to us, you know, on Twitter or whatever, we would love to have that.
Oh, there we go.
Oh my word.
Okay, so it was the other way around. Jung Woo-seo died, and then Aaron Kim was next in line, comes in and dies.
But in the
But
end,
either way,
spectacular play, and we will never see anything like that for any short time coming.
Oh,
I'm still speechless. I think we can replay that about 5 times.
I want to slow-mo that. Slow-mo.
Hope OGN will be kind enough for us that they will prepare that in slow motion to give us the highlight of the season. But what a moment for Coup d'etat. They did exactly something like that to get them back into the series, because 2-2 is now even.
Yep, 2-2, and we're back to singles. Let's see if Shingyun Kim is going to troll us again with coming out with other classes. Hey,
but you know, best of 7 is all about momentum, and no better way to get your momentum back other than a play like that. Exactly. And Coup d'etat will be using that momentum to get Hyungwoo Kim, who has been playing very well in these offline tournaments. And Hyungwoo Kim on the Assassin will be coming up against Jung Woo-seo on the Blade Dancer, who has played all right. But, you know, we of course expect him to be better, especially against Hyungwoo Kim, who will be likely to be performed very well right now.
All right, so yeah, Blade Dancer versus Assassin. Typical, but the pilots are different. And, you know, Hyungwoo Kim, the original Assassin player on Coup d'etat, I hope he proves Shingyun Kim, his teammate. He's like, hey, this is how an Assassin is played, man. And I hope he takes the victory just because Shingyun Kim came out with the Assassin and lost. Just because.
Hey, Hyungwoo Kim playing the Assassin, getting a win right here will be enough to force Shingyun Kim not to play the Assassin anymore. But whether he can do it, we have to find out in this next singles. Even at 2-2, unknown and Coup d'etat, this next singles will decide who gets the lead going to the next part of the series. Hey, but you know, regarding that tag match, we still have to get our casting back in the day. No matter how we're shocked about this, because right now it's even at 2-2 and unknown and Coup d'etat evenly. They really want the 1 point advantage going to the next singles. And Jung Woo-seo and Blade are trying to do that with the grab.
All right, Hyungwoo Kim out of his tab escape or his stealth, but he does have the flower down, so he has a little bit of slack.
Jung Woo-seo continually spinning around, trying to look for something, but Hyungwoo Kim does go on the stealth.
Oh, body swap happens. The bad breath and the close shave with Bombard. Oh, now that's become a trend.
I'm telling you, the Bombard, the close shave onto Bombard is something we've seen much more from these players in this, especially in Season 2.
Yeah.
And it's something that is worked to great effect because it has been connecting to good amount of damage, which Hyungwoo Kim has shown. Now he is 50% down on Jung Woo-seo's HP, and it is out of his escape, whereas Hyungwoo Kim has all of his escapes available. So right now, Hyungwoo Kim feeling pretty good about the situation.
Oh, you don't want to get grabbed, Hyungwoo. You have 14, 13 seconds to finish off. An Assassin is able to do that, just 1 CC, but Jung Woo-seo is not allowing Hyungwoo Kim to do that, but that Ice Mine proccing is going to give Hyungwoo Kim 3 seconds. Yeah. Oh, he ran out of time, man.
So right now, Hyungwoo Kim now the one who needs to buy time because he is out of his tab escape.
Ooh,
the shadow slash into the webbing onto Jung Woo-seo. On the bad breath coming into Hyungwoo Kim.
Forcing him to use his tab escape. And Hyungwoo Kim will get his stuff back.
Regardless of the
with the sand,
the second area will be likely underway with the lightning draw coming in, obviously coming in, but Hyungwoo Kim now behind on HP. Does get his stealth back now, but that's a lot of damage coming from Jung Woo-seo, who will be very happy with that situation.
Yeah, Hyungwoo Kim has 10 seconds. He has to make a move before he gets his tab escape back. Please, Hyungwoo Kim, hear me, Hyungwoo!
You can definitely try
There we go!
You can definitely see he's trying to go for that play onto the area, trying to go to the webbing.
But he does get his escape back again before Hyungwoo Kim is able to do his full combo.
He doesn't use it now. Jung Woo-seo saves his escape still. He does save it, and Jungwoo-seo is still available of all his escapes, whereas Hyungwoo Kim is out of his stealth for the next 15 seconds.
All right, for now, Jungwoo-seo has healed more than Hyungwoo Kim, so the health bar you can assume that Hyungwoo Kim might have a slight advantage or pretty even right now at this point. So thinking that the health bar is even, Hyungwoo Kim taking some damage, and the lightning draw, it might finish!
He's not looking for a TKO because lightning draw will be enough to finish him off. Jungwoo-seo definitely did not want the TKO there because you know all this healing effects that he did not want to be in the damage chart because he knew that he was going to most likely lose out on that one, but he does knock him out for the win. Another win for Unknown. Now they are 3-2 up.
Yeah, and just now before we came to Jungwoo-seo, Hyungwoo Kim looked very disappointed. I feel for you, man. I know you wanted to bash on Shingyun Kim, telling him not to play the assassin, but now you can't say that.
Now the result will be Shingyun Kim will be playing more assassin, guys. So good luck to you on that. So that is
like this.
Not like this is exactly the situation that Hyungwoo Kim brought on his team because Jungwoo-seo, although he was extremely behind in the early game, Hyungwoo Kim few of those combos right there doing significant amount of damage with the stun. That is actually very good damage in the early game, but somehow Jungwoo-seo gets him into the area, which gets him into the double area. Of course, we expect out to the lightning draw, and that is enough to finish him off. So kudos to Young Che doing such a good job. Jungwoo-seo for doing such a good job with what he had available. So I think right now Unknown getting the momentum back. Hopefully, we'll get into the next singles and hopefully get another point there. But they're really thinking that they have a good chance of making it to the last part of the final stage.
Yeah, like regardless, Hyungwoo Kim had two chances when Jungwoo-seo was out of tab escape for 15 seconds, which I remember clearly. And yes, Hyungwoo Kwon definitely heard me telling him to go back to the destroyer, and Jungwoo-seo with that momentum, with that adrenaline pumping through, with that victory just now, it's gonna come out again on the Blade Dancer. So we got two spinners now, Blade Dancer versus Destroyer.
Hey, but Jungwoo-seo looking very calm and very composed for most of this tournament so far, and he has performed at least consistently, if not great. But you know, consistency is very important in Blade and Soul because you don't want any tilt, you don't want any inconsistency that changes throughout the different matches. But you know, if he can bring out the same result he just brought out in the last singles, he will need that to bring Unknown back into the game. But whether Unknown can get another advantage with the 1 point in the singles, whether they can do it, we have to find out in the next match against Coup d'etat in the singles. Let's get it on. And we are here for the last set of singles, where set 5 will be the last singles before we move on to the tags.
Ooh, Hyungwoo Kwon brought out the Fury.
Brought out the fish as well.
Whoa, the smash connects right off the bat.
What a place from start of the game for him. Let's get the spin on it. Does get damage onto him. Jungwoo-seo has no answer to that right now in the beginning of the game.
No dap.
No dab, and as confused as you guys are, it just means no answer. It just means the same thing. So another Korean lesson for you guys. So Jungwoo-seo, he needs to have more answers to what Hyungwoo Kwon is producing. But so there seems to be. So we got a little pause, and I think the
targeting system for Hyungwoo Kwon wasn't working.
So technical difficulty.
He raised his hand right away, like hey teacher, ref. Like something's wrong, and this is what happens. And this is the second time that happened today, a technical difficulty.
Yeah, but at least we got a confirmation this time. It was a targeting error that didn't work out once he did that. So you know, he called it out when we got the situation sorted out right away. So I think we'll immediately go back to a rematch, hopefully. But right now we're gonna settle for that and just let you guys know of the current situation, but we will go back to a rematch once the remake is available. But right now, just let's talk about the series as a whole, because we're in the mid part of it.
I want to talk about what happened with this match before it restarted, because Hyungwoo Kwon definitely had the lead, and you know, if it wasn't a true technical difficulty, I wouldn't have called it out. But unfortunate for Hyungwoo Kwon, because he definitely had the Fury build out, landing the smash from the start, putting down the Ember Stomp, doing a lot of damage, but unfortunately, you know, the targeting system.
And regarding regulations, I want to ask you, if you get a pause like this and get a rematch and knowing that, Hyokwan is gonna come out with the Fury build, are you able to change your tree, adjust your tree?
Of course you can.
And to compensate for that. So maybe an advantage towards Jungwoo-seo on the Blade Dancer now that he knows he's most likely coming out with the Fury build. Maybe he can do something about that and make changes to his build and hopefully compensate with that a little better.
Yeah, it's definitely an advantage for Jungwoo-seo, but Hyokwan, Jungwoo-seo doesn't know he came out with the Fury build because he didn't use it yet. And the music has changed. And we'll have to see if Hyokwan is going to come out with the Fury build once again.
And whether unknown on the Jungwoo-seo will have an answer to that Fury build, we'll have to find out in this rematch coming up. And we said it's the last singles, but this one is literally the last singles of the series where Jungwoo-seo on the Blade Dancer will be facing off against Hyokwan on the Destroyer. Unknown is currently 3-2 up as a reminder. But right now, trying to see what they can do with this.
Okay, a little bit of a different start. Hyokwan definitely did have the advantage before landing the smash again. Deja vu!
It's happening again, and Hyokwan gets the early advantage. Even more of an advantage than he had earlier, and gets half health out of Jungwoo-seo, and also the escape out of Jungwoo-seo as well.
And then a Phantom Grip. This is like a deja vu.
Oh my goodness, but actually Hyokwan I think is going to be more happy with the situation, but it actually goes up into the aerial, onto the second aerial perhaps. It does get into the second aerial, to the lightning draw oh actually the lightning draw didn't connect. I wonder what happened here.
The tab escape happened, and he's going to make his move now. Like 8 seconds left until Hyokwan is able to do something. And let's hope he does. Pulls him in, back roll chase!
Hyokwan to just clean combo!
The Fury is used!
Combo is still going on with the damage and the spin to put on additional amount of damage until Phantom Grip does come back for Jungwoo-seo. What a crucial damage going for Hyokwan. Actually, the lightning draw, he still stands on it! He's still taking it! This is gonna be enough damage! Oh my goodness, Jungwoo-seo!
This is what happens.
Holy cow!
When you bring out the Fury, and Jungwoo-seo, when you know your opponent's tab escape is cool, you have to make a move fast before he gets his tab escape. So basically what happened is, Jungwoo-seo was out of his tab escape, Hyokwan made his move with the Fury, but he made it too late. So in the middle of Hyokwan's combo, Jungwoo-seo gets his tab escape back, able to escape in the middle of the combo. Because if that wasn't the case, Jungwoo-seo would have been finished.
And you see Jungwoo-seo near the end, getting the full lightning draw into its full effect, getting him to stand on it as he continues to pull out enough damage to eventually finish him off.
Alright, so right now what happened is right now 4 seconds, that's when Hyokwan starts his combo. That's why in the middle right now he's gonna tab escape right now. See, he stops that combo. So Hyokwan, if he was able to start that combo maybe not 4 seconds, but 6 seconds or 7 seconds.
Look at that lightning draw. He cannot get out of it because he doesn't have his escape available into the area, which eventually finishes him off. But Jungwoo-seo doing a good job of taking care of his advantage that he had. He knew what he had available, and he knew exactly how to take advantage of it.
Yeah, that is definitely the downside of the Fury build.
Very risky.
When you're not able to finish him off, or when you start your combo a little too late, then your opponent is going to counter that, and you only having one escape, it's so easy to calculate and try to do a 100-0 like what happened just now.
And we saw the Hyokwan on the Fury Destroyer doing damage as conventional as a Destroyer usually does. But like you said, it's a very risky build because once you miss out on your opportunity, you lose out so many of your own opportunities, and you get countered instantly, especially with something like a Blade Dancer when you get into the lightning draw and gets the full damage, and it's just, there's no way to counter for that once you lost your chance as the Fury Destroyer.
Yep, and officially Coup d'etat has lost all of their singles today.
What?
And all 3 of them has lost too. All 3 of them lost all their singles.
Hey,
Hyokwan twice.
Aren't these guys supposed to be one of the best singles player in this entire tournament?
No! What is happening? I'm definitely jinxing them.
A statement that we didn't expect from these guys, but this is a different match now with the tag match coming up for 2 points. We can see Unknown finishing off this series right now with a 2 points right here, but let's see if they can do it against Coup d'etat. Now the scoreline is 4-2 in favor of Team Unknown. So winning this tag match right here for 2 points will get them 6 points, which is enough to end out this series. But Young Che on the Assassin coming out for Team Unknown, and Hyung Kim also on the Assassin coming out for Coup d'etat.
Yep, Young Che, dropped the Warlock, and he's like, I'll just play my Assassin. Comes back with his Assassin, which is more comfortable for him, and he is definitely making an aggressive move on Hyung Kim.
And I feel like Team Unknown is such a result-oriented team where they just if the pick doesn't work out on the losses, they just come out with a different pick. But if it works, then don't need to fix it. But right now, Young Che do good damage onto Coup d'etat, which forcing out the tag onto Hyung Kwon on the Blade Dancer.
Young Che is making Coup d'etat use uninterfere, enduring the 2v1 and making them use a tag point. Very well played by Young Che.
An escape out of Young Che. I think he got it forced out on the Phantom Grip from Hyung Kwon, but right now Hyung Kwon has to use his advantage that he has because he knows he is out of his escape right now. But that's onto the stun into the area for Young Che, forcing out to interfere. Defensive one. A reactionary one coming from Young Che as well. But right now, 2v2 going in from training damage to both sides, but Young Che taking the more damage out of that, surprisingly.
Yeah, but this time around, Young Che has done more than enough, making Coup d'etat use 2 interferes.
That's true.
2 tag points.
Yes.
Yes, it is time for you to go on bench and rest up a little. You have done your job.
You have done your job, but Aaron Kim is taking the damage that he doesn't want out of the Warlock from Shingen Kim. Because Aaron Kim, he's trying to do damage on the familiar, trying to just get that damage off of him. But Ember Stomp, of course, to heal him back up, but this will not be good.
Yep.
Once you do go to the damage chart, this will not be good for Aaron Kim. But Aaron Kim, as aggressive as we know he is, he's got to look for the good play onto Shingen Kim, but Shingen Kim will not easily allow that.
Ooh, he goes next to him. Persistence. He's quelling everything!
Look at
Shingen Kim is just quelling everything. He's like, paper in front of my face makes me invincible.
My goodness, but Shingen Kim, now he has escape gone, but formidable to Aaron Kim that he can go for these aggressive plays regardless of how much escape he doesn't have. But it goes onto the area, forcing out an interfere from both sides.
Shingen Kim getting back his tab escape with the time distortion. Aaron Kim is healing with his stone shield.
Gets him into the area once again, taking too much damage onto Aaron Kim. Aaron Kim not showing the same type of play he showed in previous tag tournaments, but right now he has to be tagged out for Jungwoo Sun. Back out on the Blade Dancer. Actually, the chase coming out onto the aerial, taking more damage from Shingen Kim. Shingen Kim doing extremely well for his team right now.
Yes, Shingen Kim is mad, and this is what he is supposed to do.
Yes.
This is what all the players on Coup d'etat is supposed to do. And 10 seconds left for Shingen Kim's forced tag out. Is Jungwoo Seo going to slowly get close for a chase on Hyung Kim that is coming in next?
Jungwoo Seo does know the timer on that.
He's close enough.
Closing on the distance.
There we
Actually gets in a good chase from Jungwoo Seo. Gets the dash forward into the area onto Hyung Kim, forcing out the interfere. And a reactionary one for Jungwoo Seo as well.
Another knockdown landing. Jungwoo Seo doing very well.
Jungwoo Seo doing well. Another aerial into the second aerial, most likely. Actually good damage with the interfere lightning draw.
Tags out though.
Almost enough damage onto Hyung Kim. Almost knocks him out, but a good tag by Hyung Kim to get back into the Shingen Kim.
Good interfere by Young Che coming in, doing that double damage with that aerial.
Shingen Kim just continually putting out damage in all sides of Team Unknown. But Shingen Kim has to be stopped on his tracks, or else Unknown is going to be losing out, at least in the damage charts.
Wow. All right, so right now, Hyung Kim, it's surprising that he is able to tag out with that tons of damage done by Young Che and Jungwoo Seo with the interferes. But Shingen Kim is going to try to, get revenge for his teammates.
He is literally single-handedly carrying his team to victory right now, Shingen Kim. But he needs more of that because Jungwoo Seo will be tagged out in 8 seconds, and Shingen Kim will likely want to do more damage before he is tagged out. Interfere coming in from Aaron Kim, but that will be enough. That'll be enough interfere to force out the tag, and Young Che will be force tagged in with Jungwoo Seo making out alive.
Yep, and no chase happening because Aaron Kim actually interfered in, distracted Shingen Kim, stuns Shingen Kim, done some damage. So, smart play on Team Unknown side. However, Hyung Kim has to stay on bench for a little bit longer to get his health back slowly. He doesn't want to interfere in because he might just die with collateral damage.
Now, Young Che has been using some of his tag points, but in this late to mid game, that he has to be careful of what Shingen Kim is able to do because he has shown what he can do in the early game, but he has to show some answer to get his team back on track.
Alright, Youngwon Che has 10 seconds left until his stealth comes back. He wants to land some CCs. There we go.
Shinga Kim on 4 seconds before the force tag. Whether Youngwon Che will close out the distance to go for the chase. Actually pretty good distance.
Alright, the mine explodes right when the tag happens. But unfortunately, Youngwon Che was CC, so he uses his stealth.
So no follow-up coming from Youngwon Che. Actually goes onto the arrow, which forcing out the interfere for the side of Unknown, and a reactionary one from that from Coup d'etat as well.
Yep, Hyungyu Kim actually
did lightning draw to the full damage. That will almost be enough to knock him out, but he does tag out in time. And John was on the blade. That's his back up, but right now, Coup d'etat showing work from every member of this team right now.
Yeah, and Hyungyu Kim, if you noticed, used that one interfere, and he did take some damage, so he's back down to like 5% health. So he won't be coming in, maybe even for the rest of the game.
I mean, he does have 0 tag and 0 interfere available, but Hyungyu Kim using the risk that he had to endure to get that extra damage, which almost knocked down Youngwon Che, but good on that for Team Unknown to tag out in time. But Team Aaron Kim does come back out against Hyungwoo Kwon. He does heal back with the Ember Stuff slightly. Kim trying to look for a play onto Hyungwoo Kwon, but doing nothing significant so far other than taking out escape from.
There we go, the Ember Stomp right now.
Oh, Shinga Kim taking damage from Aaron Kim. Oh, Shinga Kim already used to force his escape, and Aaron Kim feeling pretty good about that trade because he had no escapes falling out of his tracks.
Aaron Kim definitely hates that familiar. He's just beating on that familiar every time he comes out.
But he knows that, you know, if you leave the familiar hanging, it will continue to put on damage on you while the Warlock stays safe. But, you know, Aaron Kim, his first priority is the familiar. He does heal back with the Ember Stomp, but Shinga Kim continuing putting on the damage.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Now he is force tagged out onto Jung Ho Seo. Now Shinga Kim, he's been looking consistent throughout this tag match, and it's been looking good for no matter what the opposition throws at him. But actually goes up in the aerial. But Jung Ho Seo on the blade, that's ultimate! Will that be enough? It actually gets out in time to not take the full damage, but a lightning draw coming in from Shinga Kim. Now he has no answer to that. He takes a good amount of damage. Now Shinga Kim needs to be nervous now.
Oh, the ult is proccing. Of course, it's not going to connect. And Aaron Kim is still on the field.
Oh! That was very close now, but Hyungyu Kim is forced to tag out. Now he has a little bit of health that he has to work with. Youngwon Che, I don't know why he is standing there. He should go for the play and just finish him off right here.
No, I don't understand why Hyungyu Kim was next in line. Hyungwoo Kwon should have taken his place, and he should have been on the field right now.
Maybe a misplay with the tag, but regardless, Hyungyu Kim on the slimmest of health is out, and he doesn't have his stealth available. So one crucial hit will be getting him knocked out unless an interfere tag comes in, but likely that's not going to be so. And Jung Ho Seo knocks out Hyungyu Kim, and Hyungwoo Kwon does come back on the Blade Dancer. Wow. What a series of play for Unknown, because they were behind for the early stages again, thanks to Shinga Kim carrying the team. But Shinga Kim getting hit with these 2 series of plays that got him to nearly 20% of his health.
Yeah, but now, even though they are coup d'etats down Hyungyu Kim, it's still they are able to do it because Unknown has no more interferes except for Youngwon Che, but he can't interfere himself when he's on the field, so he has no tag points. 40 seconds, there we go, this is what I'm talking about! This is what I'm talking about!
The Warlock damage is enough to knock him out, and Youngwon Che is out of this match, and Jung Ho Seo is back out. Now, Coup d'etat will be just looking for the finish, looking for the TKO, because they will win out on the damage chart.
No TKO, they're going to try to go for the win because the next 18 seconds when they get there, before they get an interfere point back, Shinga Kim still has 2 interfere points. So they could do another area with the interfere doing double the damage. They're going to be able to knock Jung Ho Seo out the next aerial that comes out from Hyungwoo Kwon.
So Jung Ho Seo is asleep, and Hyungwoo Kwon has to be careful because he knows if he gets this wrong, he'll get the counter damage onto him as well. So, but with the time wasting, I don't know if Coup d'etat wants to stall this out or actually, like you say, finish the team out when they have the opportunity, but it's very unlikely that 2 players will be knocked out in the next 45 seconds.
There we go on a
second aerial onto the lightning draw probably, and Jung Ho Seo, as a Blade Dancer, he wants to do the same onto Hyungwoo Kwon, but it's not getting the opportunity. Hyungwoo Kwon will be force tagged out in 8 seconds.
Yep, and 30 seconds left of the match. And Shinga Kim has 3 interferes right now.
But it doesn't matter because Shinga Kim will be force tagged out on the 40% HP approximately. On the familiar does summon it, and Jung Ho Seo gets some of his health back.
Alright, you have 15 seconds for interference, guys. Come on, make something out of this. Why aren't you guys interfering?
So just
Lightning
going
draw!
aggressively, and the familiar helps the lightning draw to be less visible. He takes good damage out of that. 3 seconds is all he had. The ultimate is wasted, and Jung Won-seo will be out, but it will be going to the damage chain, and it looks like coup d'etat will win. Shingen Kim Shingen Kim put too much damage in the early game that I think coup d'etat should be ahead in the damage chart.
Aaron also put a lot of damage on the finger.
It's
But yes,
true,
Shin Young Kim, Warlock damage you cannot ignore.
And he just put too much damage in the early stages where, Aaron Kim did heal up so many occasions with the Amber Stomp, but most likely it was going to be the win for coup d'etat with the early work that Shingen Kim now finally showing his true form. Is really putting out the work on Warlock. I don't think they need to put out in any other class other than Warlock.
Yeah, I think you mean the Stone Shield heal by the Destroyer, not the Ember Stomp. The Ember Stomp is the red thing. But whatever the case, that was very well played by both sides. And Shin Young Kim, as you said, doing tons of damage and forcing Unknown to heal up and making it confusing and going down to the TKO and taking the victory. They needed that, definitely.
So coup d'etat now even at 4-4. This will be the last match. Once again, like the last series, will be the decider match going into the finals, because we'll look at the replay here. And no matter, kudos to, Team No, because they did really well to come back and try to come back in the damage chart, but Shingen Kim doing work in the early stages so much that, it was really hard to come back from such a damage deficit.
Yeah, that's disgusting. And no, it was a very good game. They both played very well. It wasn't one-sided, and they were just going back and forth, back and forth. See, right now they took a lot of damage, but later on, oh gosh, even though they were out with Hyungyu Kim, Shin Young Kim doing, look at that damage. It's disgusting.
It's a good interfere from Shin Young Kim to put that interfere offensive to use to put out the damage while he was in the aerial. But I think regardless of that, the fact that Shin Young Kim put so much damage in the early game, Aaron Kim had to heal up for so much parts of it. All that really accounts for the damage chart in this eventual end of the game. And coup d'etat, like you see on the screen here, these guys have a lot of fans rooting for them. They have to show up to prove to the fans that we are not going to be letting down these fans, because everybody has so much expectation for these guys. And really, this is their last chance to do it, because in this last set that we will have for the last tag match, this will be the last chance for coup d'etat to make it to the next round and not disappoint many people.
Yeah, and the bottom line is coup d'etat overall managed their tag and interfere point better, way better than Team Unknown. That's why they were able to take the victory, making it a 2v1 at the end, not allowing Unknown for a defensive interfere, because in the early mid-game, they made Unknown use all of their interferes, all of their tags. So in the late game, coup d'etat used up all their interferes at the end, making it an uneven match, making it a 2v1, and doing a lot of damage mid to late game.
And we'll have to see whether this team will be able to come up strong, because right now they'll need both powers from both sides as Unknown and coup d'etat gets into the last match of the series, and will decide who will make it to the next round, getting their chance at the finals. And as well as Team Unknown have been playing so far, it doesn't matter, because it is the last match and all the marbles is in the center of the basket, because coup d'etat can win this right here and just be the better team of the day. They will make it to the finals, actually the next part of the finals, if they do win out.
All right, Hyungyu Kim is out of his tab escape right away, chased with the back roll into the webbing plus the mine.
Hyungyu Kim already using the interfere from Shin Young Kim to try to keep him alive.
Yeah, Shin Young Kim uses the time distortion, gives Hyungyu Kim both his escapes back, making it even with the escape.
So with Shin Young Kim coming in and giving the time distortion to get his escape back is a huge advantage. Back over to coup d'etat. Hyungyu Kim has to somehow make this work, but he uses his escape again.
Ooh, takes him out
he's stunned out.
Takes him out of stealth. They're both out of their escapes now.
So now it's pretty even, other than Hyungyu Kim forcing out another interfere. Now a reactionary interfere coming in from both sides, but Shin Young Kim is forcibly tagged out. Now Yomiche has to, he's been doing good in the early stages, but he has to perform against this guy, Shin Young Kim, who has been playing well for the last 10 minutes.
All right, the defensive interference comes in by Aaron to stop Kim's combo.
But Kim is out of his escapes and taking damage. He might take more damage if he's not careful because Che has been doing work, but he's going to be doing more work. Actually gets him into the area. Actually, Warlock doing immense amount of damage as we expect the Warlock to do it once given the opportunity. Now has to be
double knockdown! A double knockdown just happened by a destroyer.
Oh, the lightning draw! Next Kim immediately, and this could be the start of a brand new beginning for Team Unknown.
Oh my gosh, Kim 2 tag points, 2 interference points. It doesn't matter right now if Aaron Kim is in the air. Kim is out of the match.
Kim taking that lightning draw, the full damage by standing on it for the entire time. Now it's crucial he's there out of one player, but the one player there out of is Kim.
Not good. And the loser of this match, they're done.
They're out of this tournament. And
this is already the loser's match. So if you lose from the loser's match, you're out.
And you can't be a loser in multiplication and hope to be in the tournament, because right now, the winner of today's match will have their last chance to go to the finals, but the loser of this will be out of the tournament and call themselves 4th place.
Yes, they will be the 4th place. Ooh, Unknown. I've never expected this much team play, playing from Unknown.
Forces Aaron Kim to use all of his escape. Now he is out, but it doesn't matter for Aaron Kim. He would go aggressive at all costs and forces out some damage from Kim. And actually, Che comes back in with the slimmest of the belt. I don't know if that was the best tag available.
All right, we'll have to see. Kim is low on health as well, though. So tab escape has been used. They're both out of escape.
Oh, Kim taking more damage. If he's taking one,
Kim has crucial
damage.
Kim has no tag.
Oh,
so one more CC.
When did they use all of that tag points? It's already out. It's only 7 minutes still available in the game, but coup d'etat. This is looking bad. Coup d'etat looking doomed and grim and everything bad you can describe about the team right now, because no tag points and no man available other than Kwan on the Blade Dancer, but it doesn't seem likely that the Blade Dancer will be able to 1v3.
Kwan do a 3v1. Come on.
We have to be realistic here, because coup d'etat, as impressive as they should be, they're not impressing in this final set where it matters the most, because Kwan, the only way he can get his team into the next set is to literally beat all 3 of the opponents just by himself.
If he was an assassin, maybe a better chance. But the lightning draw happened with the interference.
Yeah, the Aaron Kim coming in with the offensive interfere.
Wow.
And it is decided, ladies and gentlemen, that Team Unknown will beat out coup d'etat in the last set of the series to take us into the next stage. Going into the finals, Team Unknown is in the final set. Well, how do you say to that?
Well, not final, like top 3, yeah. So
but
they'll get a chance to go to the finals.
But when would you have expected Team Unknown to make it to the final week if we didn't have any information on paper? And these players, all 3 of them, we had little information to track, and we didn't know what to expect. Although the fact that they performed well throughout the tournament, other than IDES really crushing them yesterday, but other than that, Team Unknown, impressive team of the tournament. We can take nothing away from these guys.
Nothing away. I'm taking away everything for coup d'etat, because I expected so much from this team, from Team Coup d'etat. But I don't know. All 3 of them coming out in singles, losing all 3 of them losing all their singles, getting on tilt.
And another criticism I really want to make is that, coup d'etat is a team with 3 superstars, and they don't need to rely on Kim to do all of the carry for them. And the fact that, set 6 was literally decided by Kim's damage output to decide it in the TKO win. Yeah. The fact that Kim died out in the first man in set 7, coup d'etat seemed like they lost all hope, and it shouldn't be like that for Team Coup d'etat with 3 formidable players.
Yeah, definitely not. And as you just mentioned, round 6, well, this is the results, but anyways, round 6, winning with the TKO with Kim's damage, that is also not good for coup d'etat.
It's not.
That shows how much they're struggling against Team Unknown, even though they took the victory. As a team with this many good players, you don't want to struggle like this against a new team.
And the thing is, the reliance on a team and a specific player is possible when you have someone like Jason Lee, in the team revival. It's very understandable when 2 rookies want to rely on an experienced player. That's fine. But for Team Coup d'etat with 3 superstars, and it's not taking away anything from these guys. They're all superstars, and they expect a lot of these guys, and everybody does. but it's a complete disappointment that these other two players have to rely on Shin Kim for the result they are going to be facing.
Yeah, exactly. And next week is the finals week. First, we'll have the third place match, which is going to be against IDEPS versus Team Unknown. And it won't be on a Saturday. It will be on a Sunday. So we'll be skipping Saturday. And we will have IDEPS versus Unknown first. And oh gosh, coup d'etat not making it up is a disappointment, but I am very happy that Unknown made it up, showing us incredible plays throughout this season.
And I'm looking at that guy Aaron Kim right now because he has done such a good job as the leader of that team. He has been the aggressor, whether it was in the game or outside the game. We saw him talk about his comments. We saw him commenting on the team, but we'll have to see whether he can get his team even further because this is the end of our broadcast for today, but we will be back next Sunday. We will not have a broadcast on Saturday, but we will be back next Sunday, 2 p.m. for the final week. This is Joseph with Ending Life, closing it out. We'll see you next week.